Do 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 da, yeah. Do 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 da. Yeah, do 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 do. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. You know what it is. Same information, same bill. Let's get it in. Let's get it in. If you, we're gonna do this one then. We'll do the instrumental because we don't want to infringe on anybody copyright. So we just do the instrumental for the intro noise. And yeah, I think this is a good one because you gotta have bravery, you gotta have courage, you gotta be body. Get real. You better go, get real. Everybody might get fit. I represent. Third wall up, sound hell yeah. I know that. Everybody might get fit. I don't know. This might be a little bit too. Oh, I might have to run these lyrics down. I like with the lead in there. Represents. Everybody talk about me. There I go. You know it? Cause we will. You better guard your grip. Everybody might get sweet right to the back. Everybody. I represent. But until I heard. Cali up. We got our name. This is my own hood. But it's all good. And Mr. Roger, that's from my neighborhood. Yeah, it's the street. We been caught up on it. And all that. They not bad at me. I gotta get a song. I gotta get a better song that's gonna really get them some motivation, man. Really get them some courage, man. I need I know what I need. Some of that I need that head buster. I need that head buster. We'll do that instrumental too. We don't want to get nobody. Trademark. Yeah, now instrumental, man. I know they got the instrumental on there. That used to be my song. Oh my God, man, I'm real. Y'all didn't grow up in that era. That's why people be running from scholarship. They ain't grow up in this era where you had to catch rec. You couldn't go outside and play, holler at girls, stunt, flex. You had to catch rec. You had to be cold by the shoulders. And you couldn't be scary. If you were scary, you could not be a go-getter. You could not be, in my vicinity. It was PGG, Brandon has Texas, man, 6'5" grow side. Hold on, man. Y'all know this. Y'all know I'm just a squirrel on live for real. Oh, man. I'm just a squirrel on live. I just turned this shit to scholarship and they still didn't want none. Still never been knocked out. I always been knocked out. Wasn't that knockout? Stop it. We was knockout artists. It's the same thing with this information. Oh, man. When I see, somebody gonna request up eventually, but this is the thing. So when we used to be running around in the streets and stuff when we was young, I had a partner named Burr. Burr's aesthetic, you could already tell he'll knock you out. So this is the thing, with me, they can already tell I got enough confidence in my scholarship. I'm calling out everything in the world. Anybody with a lick of sense don't want to come up in here and debate that, right? It's just let me use me for instance. If I walk around somewhere in the vicinity, say if I'm in the club or something, I'm around certain dudes, I'm going to be able to look in these people's eyes and tell if this is a crash out or not. If I got more to lose than him, I'm going to get out of his way. It's the same thing. These people who have a little bit of sense left, who just really grifting, they stay far away from me. I done made so many videos just about people blocking me just because they scared of a conversation. Nobody's ever accused me of doxing nobody. Nobody ever accused me of bringing up anybody personal information. Nobody ever accused me of like red herrings, ad hominems. Nobody accused me of that. I'm 100% scholarship, and they don't want to wreck. What's say TikTok live edits invite you to co-host. I might take this just because it's a co-host, but they might have to get dropped. Which is what we doing?
What's up?
What we doing?
What's up? Let's go. Let's go.
What we doing?
Let's go.
Is we debating in here or what?
What?
We debating or what?
What?
I have to decline now. Yeah, they might not be ready to get deconstructed. You know, I might should go to YouTube, so we're gonna get this brother face splattered on you on the YouTube. Keep going, brother. Show your mouth. The bottom row. It's crazy work.
Your mom crazy work.
This nigga started with my mama.
Your mama. Yeah, your mama. Yeah, your mama, nigga. Your mama.
He started with the mama. He in first grade, y'all.
I'm in first grade, yeah.
But in first grade, but he said your mama. I'm surprised. What he gonna say next? I got a big head. And they say your mama.
I don't know how your head looks.
Your mama
so
big head.
You got a big head.
They say
You
your
might got a
mama.
small head. I say you got a small head. What if I wanted to say you had a small head?
Man, niggas just be and this is a part of it too. Niggas who be ugly, they just mad at life off the bat.
What a nigga haircut, bro.
Good, bro.
Alright, yeah, I'm on live.
God damn, ugly niggas all over there.
I need a cut though. Like right now, take shit.
I don't even know how you on this bitch with no cut.
When we first do it, yeah, I charge 25. You got the bill with it.
Oh,
I would never get on here like that.
I could do half and half with you.
You need some pimp.
That's all you got?
Well, go pamper yourself, bro. Go treat yourself to a haircut.
Man, shit your ass up, man.
Go treat yourself to a haircut, brother. You deserve it.
Bro,
in a month.
You on that meat. You really just
this nigga jumped to straight homo shit. Nigga, niggas jumped to straight homo shit. I'm telling him take care of his hygiene. He jumped straight to queer stuff.
Yeah,
then he licking his lips, bro. Then he licked his lips at me, y'all. Say, man, nah, bro, you triggered, bro. Get out of here, brother. This brother Bushy getting wet talking, bro. Nah, family.
Oh, you getting wet?
This nigga jumped straight to homosexuality, then slick licked his lips like I was gonna catch the cue. Nigga, we not like that over here, pink lip ass dark skinned niggas. Like I never trusted one of these dark skinned niggas with these pink ass lips, bro. Never trust one of these long eyelashes, nose earring having ass niggas, bro. They down low, I can see it in your eyes. Your eyes is getting softer and softer as you stop smiling, nigga. Stop smiling, brother. Bro, get off the camera with that cheese and shit.
You a bitch, boy.
This nigga. That nigga mad. You can't be on camera and we can see it. You one of them niggas who can't hide your facial expressions, brother.
That shit lame, bro.
You one of them niggas can't hide your facial expressions, bro. You need to get in the mirror and practice that shit after the haircut.
No, bro.
After the haircut.
I don't even
nigga got two-tone lips, man. I was thinking about getting my Buick painted like that back in the day. That brown and pink go together.
He's looking at nigga.
Nigga, you can't see me, you stupid ass.
Bitch, you look. I don't care.
Bitch, you just gotta suffer what I give you, brother. You just gotta suffer what I give you, brother. What's them crystals right there on your hand? What's them crystals right there?
Like you play with children all day.
This nigga got dry beads on. And nigga crystals ain't got no powers on his hand. He just trying to match, y'all. This nigga trying to match with his bracelets, y'all.
I don't care about that. You talking about.
Gotta be 16.
This not crystals.
This nigga it's not a crystal,
baby.
Crystals. None of them is crystals. No, them look like them straight beads, bro. Them shits girls put on their heads, man. Them is not crystals. I know they is.
Stupid.
I know they is. It's not crystals. This nigga dry ass. No, I said they're not crystals. This nigga dry on put on beads. This nigga got beads on just to match with his fit. This nigga lame as fuck. Show your shoes, buddy. Show your shoes. Please show your shoes. I know. I bet you will not show your shoes before this chat over.
I'll show my shoes.
Show your shoes right now, nigga. I don't want to talk about it. Put them motherfuckers on. This nigga doing what I tell him. This is a goofy ass nigga right here, man. I got this nigga about control on a string, nigga. This is how I do all pseudos. We ain't gotta talk about the pseudoism. I just get on your row. Oh shit, my bad. This nigga froze up. Did it? Wow, I swear to God, this nigga, only nigga I know who made this shit freeze on purpose. Now, when you get that shit, nigga, your shit straight froze, nigga. I swear to you, your shit froze. That nigga, the camera didn't even want to show them shits. Now, let me see this beard right here. Let me see what that shit doing right there at that side counterpart. Is that how, like, when you cut it, do you cut it under there or do you cut it at the jawline?
I cut under that.
That shit need to grow in.
I
You
be
need to tap in
cutting.
with some
Like
minoxidil, brother.
Mama, stop cutting. I'm gonna just line it up.
Minoxidil and go get some damn, I forget that shit called. One of them rollers, one of them derma rollers. Cause that shit right there gonna have you struggling for ass, and that shit gonna have you coming on TikTok trying to beef for niggas you can't beef for.
And niggas say beef with niggas you can't beef with.
Yeah. So you gonna have to get tighten your shit up. You gonna have to take that ring out your nose, cause that's gonna let them know you like men. And then you know what I'm saying, just keep yourself. Wash it.
I ain't gonna
Like wash your face in the morning. Wash your face in the morning. Brush your tongue. Get a tongue scraper. I'm putting you on game. Hope you listening. Keep your nails clean. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be on this bitch get mad. You gonna have a bitch in your face. Cause it look like you in a vicinity where you should have females around you. Where the females in any radius near you? Fuck no. I could tell by that side view.
They would not. No, brother. Some on the computer. They got one over there playing with a V.
You don't give a damn about them though. You don't give one damn about them though.
I got a daughter and I have a baby mother.
This nigga he got a daughter. What they got to do? What they got to do with all the zebras in the zoo? This nigga said, I got a daughter. That nigga said, I ate pancakes this morning. That nigga said, I don't drink water.
I do drink water, gang. I love water.
What the hell this nigga talking about, man?
Yeah, I be drinking smart water. That bitch so precious.
Yeah, you would never talk to her. You ain't gonna get, that's what I'm saying. You're gonna be sad in life. Till you straighten up that face, man. Brush your shit, bro. Take care of yourself, bro. Love yourself. Nobody else
take care of myself. I comb my shit out every morning.
They gonna see you. They'll look at you.
Nobody get a haircut. And you just heard me ask a barber for a haircut?
That was a barber? No.
Yeah, I'm about to go get my haircut.
Let me tell you another thing.
You gotta come back and get me.
Game in the world. Don't let a nigga that ain't fly cut your hair, cause he busted. He trying to get y'all in the group with him. That was your barber to pull up on side of you?
Yeah, the female, the stud.
That was a girl?
Yeah, that was a girl.
Oh, she sold that. But sometimes I be thinking about the studs. Sometimes they just better off making ugly ass niggas and ugly ass women. You just better off like that. That's where I thought that was an ugly ass nigga. I swear.
Man, bro, everybody saying y'all my life, bro.
Y'all gang in that bitch, ugly gang in that bitch. And we gonna
listen on them gang.
Hey, you said we gonna ugly gang it up, man. We gonna go against ugly gang against the world.
I take your who, boy.
Yeah, man. You don't even believe that. What I'm telling you. You gotta have the confidence start from within,
bitch, boy.
Brother, I'm telling you, you gotta believe it.
I believe it, boy.
No, you got to actually believe it, brother. You got to know that shit. You can't be like
bitch, boy.
You saying it like you singing lyrics. You're not saying it like you ever did it in real life.
I'm gonna have your host singing lyrics when I'm putting screens.
You not saying like you ever did it in real life before, though. That's
what
the debate is whatever y'all believe. If you believe something, come up here, substantiate it. You know, nobody can do that, so I'm just destroying niggas' paradigms. If you have a belief in something, just come up on here and debate it. Whether that's Christianity, Hotep, FBA, Tariq Nasheed, the Dan Calloway, Israelites, one of these Black Hebrew Israelites, these Moorish niggas, the pretendian niggas, anything that's outside of what our true nativity and true history is, we're debated. I squash your scholarship. Chris Carter, you can come up here whenever you want to do that. I'm just giving Buddy some life lessons right here, my little buddy right here.
He giving me life lessons.
My little partner right here, he going through it, man. So he getting them right. He gonna feel better. After you get a haircut, you're gonna be better. Tell the barber, just do me a deal where I can get a weekly haircut every Sunday or every month, or, you know what I'm saying, something like that.
I ain't gonna bat my last barber. He ran off on a nigga. He was supposed to give me a free haircut. Now he ain't answering the phone for a nigga. That's why I really don't got a haircut, but I got somebody that gonna cut it though for sure.
Say I got the cheat code. I got the cheat code. I'll show y'all the cheat code. Y'all want to see? I probably can't show y'all. I got the cheat code. Y'all the cheat code right here. It's the cheat code. It's all y'all need. Two tools, and then I got this set up. It's all you need. These two right here, trimmers. Cut your phagy hair right there with these Johns. These the fast feeds. Yeah, the Oster fast feeds. These you cannot mess up. You cannot mess up with these guards. You can't mess up with these guards. You gotta at least you know.
Show your head. Show your head.
You want to see my head? Let me see. I might can do that for you. I might can do that for you. No cap.
Show your head.
I may can do that for you, even though I'm anonymous. I may can show you my head, brother. Hold on.
That nigga said you can show me your head.
I may can. Hold on. Let me see how I'm gonna do it though. Cause
what's good with you, alright?
I'm anonymous, baby. Hold on. Let me see. Let me go. Can you see that? Can you see it?
We got ball spikes all in the back of his head. I'm talking about your line again.
Oh no. I definitely don't have no ball spot. I just put my do-rag
show
out.
your face and show your line and show how your lining look good.
My lineup always straight, brother. I got the trimmers right here. Stop it. My hair is like.
I'm trying to see if your shit.
You can see my shit. You can tell my shit is at a 1.5 right now. Can't do it.
What you talking about?
Yeah, my shit spinning. My shit spinning from the root of that bitch. Now I just start brushing that shit though. I always had that type of shit going on, but I never gave a damn. That's what I'm telling y'all niggas. I try to just do that nigga so y'all niggas like you can survive and can live out here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas hate it anyway. But that's why I say let me just debunk these niggas all the way around, no matter what they talking about. Nigga talk about anything. Get on this road. Shut this dumb ass up. Niggas hate because niggas be ugly. Like, let me just give you an example. It may be something in life that you good at, that you skilled at, right? Yo, you got a niche at. A nigga hate on you because of that. Nigga don't give a damn that you ugly, you ain't got no game, you ain't got no hoes, your shoes busted. Niggas just gonna hate on you off that one quality that you got. So fuck them.
Cause you here right now, so you basically talking about you.
I mean, I don't know you.
I mean, but you been giving bad reviews.
I mean, you ain't showed me one good quality I could go off of. That's what I'm saying. But I said it's a hypothetical. I'm pretty sure.
I think you fooled it, gang.
I'm pretty sure God gave you some type of talent, some type of gift.
What?
I'm pretty sure you got some type of talent, some type of gift. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, whatever that is, I don't know it.
Music.
Everybody talent music, nigga. You just a nigga at that point.
I mean, real music.
Oh, you play instrument?
Yeah.
Oh, that might explain why you got the nose ring. Let me see what you got.
I don't play no horn, boy.
You play the keys?
I make my own music, man.
You play the keys?
I make beats.
Oh, nigga, that's the same thing as a rapper. Nigga, every nigga do that. You just a failed rapper.
I'm not a failed rapper, bro.
I really try to say I make beats, nigga. Nigga, you just wanted to be the artist, but you know they wouldn't accept that motherfucking bird.
I make good music, man. I go blow if I want to, gang. I just don't want to.
Bro, what kind of shit that make? I could be successful in life if I want to. I just rather be in this bitch mad at the world. Fuck, nigga,
no,
make
I'm
it
not
make
mad
sense,
at the world. I get mad Keek, so I ain't mad at the world.
You mad who?
I get mad Keek, bro, so I make money doing what I do, so I ain't really tripping.
But you will not debate FBA. You can't stand on FBA. So the thing I love about FBA is them niggas claim to be pretendians. Now this brother right here, he ain't got nothing to do with this. Brother, you know it's niggas in America that claim that they Indians, that the transatlantic slave trade never happened, that they ain't got no ties to Africa. These niggas just sprung up out the ground in America. That's what I normally do. I just happened to take this invite because I thought somebody was trying to co-host a debate with me. Nobody. These niggas thinking they motherfucking the Indians. I'm talking about the blah, 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 blah. These niggas put feathers in their hair. You heard of this shit yet? This the algorithm I'm in on my side of TikTok. That's what I deal with. I deal with niggas that think they Indians. Hold on, matter of fact, I got a debate. Come follow me back. But drop real quick because I got to debate this nigga. I can't pull nobody up while you up here, and I don't know how to take this new wave ass shit off. But tap in, I'm gonna follow you, brother. I followed you. I swear to God.
I just followed you too, gang.
Tap in, brother. We gonna lock in. But yeah, let me get this shit. Yeah. All right, let me see. Nigga said they sending invites. My fault, y'all. Except, nigga sent the invite. Hey, what is you FBA?
Yeah.
All right. So, this is the thing. This is my beef. I'm gonna let you know my beef with FBA. My beef with FBA, outside of it being like a xenophobic cult that's just dry as there for nothing, is if you go to the website, it lets you know that the flag, the 3 stars, represents the lineage that composes the FBA, which is the Aboriginal peoples of North America.
Oh, I'm not FBA like that, brother.
But how you gonna cherry pick what it means to be FBA?
Oh, I just maybe my understanding of it is off. That could
That's what
also
I'm saying. A lot of
you know
people
what I'm saying?
see. Yeah, let me show you it. So so we ain't making. So I'll let you know we ain't making stuff up over here.
I
So if you
believe
go
it,
to the
bro.
website, it got the tenets of what it means to be FBA. It says right here, the Black Aboriginal people of North America. That's the number one. Number two is the Black explorers and traders who had contact with the Americas before Columbus. That's another fallacy. So it starts off with 2 lies, and then at the very end, they give you credit, your ancestors credit for enduring the slave trade the captives brought through the Western Hemisphere from Africa. So that's my beef with FBA. Outside, like I said, outside of it just being, just an online new wave ass cult for people who don't have no social group and want to belong to something.
Okay, so the last time anybody really broke it, or I heard anybody break it down, was like months ago. Like, so this isn't updated from my perspective. What you're showing me, this isn't updated. Now it's getting for real. Now they got a flag. There was no flag when this is the first time I'm seeing this. I've never, you know what I mean? But I don't float around the internet that often. You know what I mean? So I don't really be on here like that. Like I'm really, you know what I mean? So, I mean, 2 things can be true at the same time. That's something that I definitely believe. I definitely believe there were Black Aboriginal people. Do I believe that that was every single person here? No, I don't believe that. Do I believe people were brought here from Africa? Yes, I do. Do I think every single brown or black skinned person that was here in that time period came from Africa? No, I don't believe that. I think that there is a blend of these things happening and us picking, oh, it's just this, oh, it's just that. We're both just going to be missing the core perspective, like the core truth. I think it's a blend of both. But what I will say with this movement, now that I know it's a movement, before I thought it was just a label. Like you're either to say who you're a foundational Black American, like your parents are from here, you can't trace back your shit. There's no family tree you can really go to. It kind of stops. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I thought it meant. Just baseline, like I'm not an immigrant. I'm not from Africa. I'm not from Somalia. I'm not from here. I'm not from there. I'm just from America. That's what I thought it meant.
And then I agree with that. But not to interrupt you, but also, what did you think did it represent it?
That's a great question. From my perspective, it seemed like it was meant to represent Black Americans who are trying their best to be proud of as they can, to be as proud as they can about the fact that, right now it's this, but 200 years from now, bro, like Black people, a lot of us are just from this land. Like the farther you go in history, I think people are trying to just be proud of something. Like I don't know where my people are from, bro. I know I got a bulbous nose, big lips, brown skin, but like I don't know what tribe my phenotype is from.
Right.
That
Did you know that I would say 95% of the time FBA spend their lives bashing other diasporic members?
Yes, I don't agree with that. I hop out that shit when I see that or hear that. I think that's ignorant.
So you're like you claim FBA, but you're not FBA. You have.
Well, I wasn't. Can I correct something? I'm going to correct myself. When you asked me, "Are you FBA?" I thought you were just. I see now that you have a way broader and more in-depth understanding of that term. So now that I understand it more, I would approach that question from you with a no. Now that you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. But and see, also I have the same sentiments because when I first heard FBA, I thought the same thing. And then I heard the rhetoric. Then I heard the rhetoric behind it, and I was like, well, let me look this up. What does it actually mean? And then this is what I come across. Now, I do agree with you. 2 things can be true at the same time. Unfortunately, that's not the case with here.
Well, can I finish that point? I'm going to land my plane. I'm going to land my plane real quick.
Yeah.
Even though 2 things can be true at the same time, I do think that probably most likely the majority of people that are really sticking to the FBA, principles and imagery and ideology, those people probably have no fucking idea what they're talking about, and they haven't even done the groundwork to trace their people back to any place on America. Like,
Absolutely.
if you see what I'm saying, like if you come up to me and you're like, yo, I'm FBA, and you bring out a book, right, and you got pictures and you got like, this is my great whatever, this is a picture, this is the land we were on, that look like, you know, this is my mom and her great aunt, like they look identical, and I can look at that and I could see that myself. Like, if you have proof, bro, I'm not gonna knock your belief. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying people aren't doing that. I'm not seeing anybody doing that. They're just saying FBA.
Why? If we had to do that, we wouldn't do it. When it comes to FBA, another thing that I thought it was for is to get some form of reparations. Right. So when it comes to reparations, all that what you just ended with would have to be pertinent. Right. That would have to be the forefront. Like, okay, you have to associate with some descendants that went through transatlantic slave trade. Aboriginal. What does that got to do with anything? So that's the only lineage that I was concerned about, because that's the only one that's true. The other ones are straight fictions that come off of Moorish ideologies and some Mali tradition. They're not true, in the sense that somebody can prove it with some evidence so that they can be substantiated. Right.
Exactly.
So I don't want to be associated with something that has misinformation within its definitions at all. So what happened? I'm going to let y'all talk, but Basic was here before you. So my thing is, it left what it should mean, or how you define it, which is the definition that you define, I wish is what it would mean. And people have just associated with it as far as like tribalism. Now they're just fans of the name and of the charismatic rhetoric of Tariq Nasheed.
I agree. Basic, did you want to talk, bro? I've been yapping.
Yeah, sure. What's up?
Yeah, so let me just put my counter argument first. This backdrop is for the FBAs. So the tenets of it is the Black Aboriginal people of North America. Nobody can prove that. And let me tell y'all why. I got a debate coming up. In a debate, in your opening statements, what you're required to do is you have to define terms, establish a core argument, and present your main thesis, right? So in defining the terms, when we look at the word Aboriginal, it's the first people to inhabit the land, right? That's the second definition. The first definition is referring to obviously the Aboriginal Australians, which it was coined to be in the 70s or something like that. So the first inhabitants of America happen to be the Amerindians peoples. We know this because the oldest human remains here, Lusia, 11,500 years old, goes back to these people. So that's my methodology for proving that they're not the Aboriginal people. The second one, the Black explorers who traded and had contact with the Americans before Columbus. Again, there's no evidence of this. The main backdrop says substantiated. Substantiated means to prove with evidence. If you can't do that, then it can't be substantiated, which means it's a fiction or fallacy. So lastly, the captives brought to the Western Hemisphere from Africa. Obviously, that's the only thing that a Black American could be. My last dispute with it is it's unnecessary, right? If you ask who is a FBA, it would be an African American. No other culture can appropriate being an African American the same way you can't appropriate being another ethnicity. You can go get nationality in Africa. That don't mean you're Yoruba. That don't mean you're Igbo, Wolof, Mande. So I just want to make that clear before you jump into your counter argument. But go ahead, Basic.
Okay. So I don't really have an argument. I mean, FBA is just FBA. I don't understand why it's such a firestorm about FBA.
Define FBA. I mean, I just went over the definitions for it.
Foundation of Black American is the people who were originally known as African Americans for the last few decades.
That's what I'm saying. Thing. So yeah, you just proved my point. It's unnecessary because if you go to the explain who an FBA is, it's an African American. It just causes more confusion by adding a whole new name, an ethnonym to it, when we are already African American.
Confusion.
Well, can I say something though? It isn't just being African American. It is what I would agree with Basic on the fact that it's African Americans whose lineage is traced back to those who were enslaved. So
do you know that's the only people who are African Americans?
No, sir, that is not true.
Okay, who else is African American?
You have people who coming from the Caribbean and people who are coming from Africa who are labeled and categorized as African Americans.
I just got you saying that.
Yes,
once again, that is incorrect. Check this out. Yeah. That is incorrect. African American is not your nationality; it's your ethnicity. The ethnicity is based on the transatlantic slave trade. That's who African Americans are. Y'all are confused, thinking you could do that. Once again, if a Jamaican come over here, he's a Jamaican American. He's not an African American. Same thing with
Okay.
any other ethnicity. It's a misunderstanding, and I've cleared it up already.
Okay. So
Ethnicity,
I guess.
race, and
Oh,
nationality are distinct.
all right. So I don't have a whole lot to say. I'm just gonna say this. So why is it that FBA is the ones who are being harassed, in my opinion, about this, instead of the people who are actually coming over and labeling themselves as African Americans when they know it's an ethnic group? They know they are not tied to that ethnic group, but people who are against FBA say nothing about it. They don't host no lives saying anything to these people about what they're doing. They would rather get mad at us for the way that we're responding
So the
to it.
only way that you would know
Bro,
that is if you seen somebody fill out their census report. Since you didn't do that, you're just making a claim that you can't substantiate as well,
I
right?
actually can substantiate it. You
You
can
can't.
actually look this up. What you're doing is you're just trying to sit here and gaslight. You can actually look this up that they are and they
No,
have
I'm
been
not
labeling
gaslighting.
themselves.
I definitely
Yes, you
know
are.
more
You
than
just
you
you
on the
you didn't
subject.
do. You actually didn't do the research, and you told me that I didn't.
I
That's
did right here.
literally
Listen, right?
gaslighting.
Okay, let's do it one by one. Are there Black Aboriginal people in North America?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
substantiate that.
All right. So
That means to prove with evidence. And I just
cool.
said, and keep in mind, I just said that the oldest human remains here,
Let me. Okay.
Lucia, go back to the modern Native Americans.
Let me. Okay, host. May I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
All right. So when as I was doing genealogy, when I came across these people on the Dolls Roll, and I want you to give me your interpretation of this. If I come across the Dolls Roll and I come across people who are categorized as Black and Negro, but they are also by blood Indians, American Indians by blood, and they are categorized as Black or Negro. What is your interpretation of that?
They have admixture. Well, once again, Black is a race. If you're associating yourself with a tribe,
How,
that would be an ethnic group.
they have admixture.
Yeah, that's what I would say. If you're saying by blood, that means you're saying biologically they have Native American ties. If they're calling them Negroes, then that means that they have Black phenotypes.
So you're telling me.
But hold on. I just want you to know that that's a red herring from the point. Buddy said you agreed that Black people are Aboriginal to the Americas. Once again, Aboriginal means the first inhabitants here, and I've already showed you the oldest remains here. Not only Lucy, we can go to Kennewick, man, we can go to Maya, we can go to all of them, but they all share haplogroups, DNA, biological, or blood, what you're talking about, with modern Native Americans and not Black people. So I think that already debunks the first tenet of what an FBA means. Lusia is not Black. The oldest human remains found here are not Black. Aboriginal people are not Black.
Okay, I don't claim to be Aboriginal anyway.
Well, if
So
you claim to be FBA, you claim to
that
be
doesn't matter. I
Aboriginal.
claim to be FBA, but what you're
This is
doing is
what
you're trying to
FBA
take no,
represents right
you're
here.
trying to take
Aboriginal.
one aspect of FBA and try
No,
to
we're gonna
blanket
finish.
on
No, we're
everybody.
going to go to the second aspect. The
Right.
second aspect is the Black explorers
Aboriginal
and
has
traders
nothing to
who
do with
had
me. I don't
contact
care.
with the Americas before Columbus. Now, can we prove that any Black explorers or traders had contact with the Americas before Columbus? Can we substantiate that? And once again, substantiate means to prove with evidence.
Prove what?
Proved with evidence.
Prove what?
Black explorers and traders had contact with the Americas before Columbus.
Before with the Black explorers had. Okay,
It's right here.
that's
It's right here
literally
on the
beside.
prompt. It's right here on the prompt on the
What does that
website.
have to do with us calling ourselves foundational Black Americans? I'm still
Okay, I
confused.
don't know if you can you see the screen?
Everything.
Can you see the screen? I don't know if you was looking at the screen the whole time. So for under foundational Black Americans, these are how they are represented by the Black Aboriginal people of North America who don't exist. That's a lie. By the Black explorers and traders who had contact with the Americas before Columbus. That's a lie. It's a lie, and we know it because you can't substantiate it, and you want to deflect from it and try to make FBA mean something other than what's right here in front of it
I
on
didn't
the
say
official
FBA meant
FBA
anything.
website.
You're the one sitting here lying and gaslighting, dude.
Okay, thank you. What did I lie about? Quote my lie right now,
When I
or else you're a
literally,
liar.
excuse me,
Quote my lie right now, or else you're the liar. Quote where I lied.
What did I lie about, sir?
You called me a liar. I'm asking you to quote where I lied, or else you will be a liar. So you're on mute. You can't quote where I lied, so you're a liar. Yeah, thank
I
you.
have the bird ass and you have the bird brain to match.
The bird ass is crazy. All right, Kenny, go ahead. You want to touch on let me bring the original backdrop out. This is just for the FBA. I had a FBA run right quick. Let's get back to the original backdrop. We don't just deal with FBAs, of course, because that would be boring because they have 0 scholarships.
I do
But,
have a question for you, Adonis. I've seen I feel like I've seen the FBA, but like they don't use or consider like them indigenous, but they it's like the fact that they can trace their lineage to slavery. Is there a difference?
Yeah, it is a difference. The difference is that they don't know what FBA means in its totality, and they want to cherry pick what it means for their comfort, just to like be a part of some social group trend that's going on online. But as we look at on the official FBA website, it has a meaning that people subscribe to being Aboriginal, and that's the first key point. And then the second key point is another pre-colonial claim, and all these I know where all these derive from. Like the Mali oral tradition, the Moorish Science Temple of America,
Olmecs.
Yeah. Ivan Van Sertima, we came before Columbus. All this history, and like I said, at the bottom it shows it's just based in an inferiority complex. This, based off of having your culture, your history, your language, everything removed from chattel slavery.
Absolutely. And psychologically, it makes sense that somebody who's gone through that would desire to seek out some meaning,
And the Stockholm syndrome too, because
so is it Stockholm syndrome that Africans come here and label themselves something else instead of Africans?
They don't do that though.
Yes, they actually do, dude.
You're not proving it though. You're not substantiating your claims.
You're constantly lying, bro.
Can I say something to you, sir?
You were just proven to be a liar, bro. You can't quote one lie.
Anything. You can't tell me what I lied about. I asked you and you didn't tell me.
You lied on me being a liar.
I did tell you why you lied, ma'am.
No, you lied on me being a liar. You know you did it.
You lied when I told you that these immigrants are included in African American. They are. And you said that they weren't, and you didn't even look into it.
Can I say something?
Why I gotta look? You think I would have this live if I'm gonna look into something like you such a genius? I gotta look into your idea, bro. You're
so smart, basic.
You don't want to look into it, but
I already have. You're egotistical, thinking you know something. You don't know something.
I do know it because I've actually looked into it, ma'am.
Okay, well, give me one African is now African American instead of Nigerian American instead of Ghanaian American. Go show me.
Show you.
Yeah, because that's not even on the census.
That's literally what substantiate means.
All right, hold 1 second.
That's how you prove something.
See, I'm gonna tell you, bro, what they get confused when it says black or African American. They're forgetting it don't say black and African American. It's saying black or African American, and then it's got down at the bottom where you can state your origin from. I think that they are getting it real confused in what that means, because African American as the definition, which we were talking about definitions today, means those of us who came from chattel slavery, who came through the transatlantic slave trade. It's a definition in the book that you can look up. I don't know where these people are getting it misconfused at.
Yeah, ultimately, I think it's just like tribalism. They want to be a part of something. They see something going on. They ain't got nothing going on in real life. Maybe no social group, no real friend group. So they can get in these, agreeable rooms and just beef with, other members of the diaspora, which is weird. And he said we don't ask why African Americans.
I just looked it up, and like I said, they are included. You could look it up too if you actually wanted the truth instead of lying.
Yeah, I'm not lying, bro. Like I said, show me. Show me,
I like to see it.
You said you seen the African sign as African American. You can't prove it. That's what I'm saying. You're just chatting.
Again, he went to Trust Me Bro University.
And that's what he's trying to sell us. Oh, I just saw it. It's there. You could have did it. Bro, it's just like I say, I think for this whole thing, like not even just the FBA, but all of the different like sects of like ideologies. I think we're just dealing with like disingenuous people. Let me ask you a question. Feelings, do you have inner dialogue?
Yeah.
Skywalker, do you have inner dialogue?
Yeah, I just showed it and you didn't want to see it, so it's all good.
Carolina, do you have inner dialogue? I wonder if Carolina has inner dialogue.
She's a very intelligent woman, so I would think so.
I wonder if the guest who just dropped, I wonder if he has inner dialogue. I just wonder though, because
Same.
my mind works like this, like I don't have to say out loud, question that. That doesn't make logic. Like it doesn't sound sensible. Research it, cross-reference it, do your due diligence. Don't just nod your head and because it's out. I don't know. I'm really thinking it's like too. I think it's some more to be figured out about humans.
Oh yes.
Hey,
This is why
Teeka, you do it. See, of course, Teeka does. See what I'm saying? I wish he wouldn't have left.
Yeah, see, I think our whole point of a lot of us coming up here is also learning, and I think the problem with these people, with certain people, is that they don't have room to learn. Instead, they think they know it all. Instead of coming to a space where you can understand and recognize that are people that are know more than you. So when people be able to explain it to you, you can even go and do the research yourself. I think that's what you're trying to do, Adonis, to these people, to give them the mindset. Go research yourself instead of blindly following behind people that you consider your leader.
Yeah, 100%.
blind
I think we had
following
that
is
conversation before.
dangerous.
That's 100% what I'm trying to do. Well, I'm
Yeah,
sorry, Philip.
blind following. That's okay. Blind following people is really dangerous, and I like to be surrounded by people who know more than me. I want to keep learning, and even though I'm white, this because I live in a state where the native population is very heavy around me, and it's very respected and honored. This just really interests me. So I don't have the lived experience with my family talking about these things to me, but I've learned about it a lot, and I just think it because I'm really into psychology and behavioral science, and so this is just really fascinating to me.
Yeah, it must be. Yeah, I feel the same way. Honestly, I said it before. Like I really can't. The only reason I can't stay away from the pretendians is just because of that part alone. It's like, is it like? Of course, they don't have any scholarship, but like I'm just so amazed with this phenomenon.
You know what I think the issue for me is? It's like I always say it's the lack of critical thinking, but it's hard for me to put myself in that situation because I'm just a very cautious and suspicious person with anything that I'm told. Anything, whether it's academic, religious, like, personal conversation, somebody's personal gossip or whatever. I'm just like, the first thing I do is sit and think to myself, but like, how believable is this? And how did they find this out? And where did this come from? So the fact that so many people come on the app and are like, well, somebody told me that the pyramids and this, that, and the third, and somebody told me this, and you didn't think like, let me look into that myself. Like that not being a step in their thought process is just unfathomable to me.
Were you here last night, early this morning?
I was not super early. No, I came in because girl, I was up late, so I woke up
Oh my God.
late and I came in. Don, I think you fell asleep when I was on here earlier.
Oh yeah,
The guy, he was like, but my mama said, that's all he could say is, but my mama said. And he repeated over and over to us about how his grandmother's 105, lived to 105, and the other one to 95.
But they get
He made
this
us
comes
remember that
from,
story, did he?
and that comes from white pretendians, to be honest. That's like because
Yeah,
the
I totally
pretendian
get that.
issue in the white
Uh-huh.
community is a lot worse. The
Yeah.
only difference is that when it comes to pretendians in the black community, it tends to go to the conspiracy theories of like we were always here type thing. So that's why it gets a lot more attention. But the biggest pretendians and the biggest threat to indigenous communities are white pretendians because all they got to do is, oh, well, my great great grandmother was this, and I'm a light skinned native, and I'm reconnecting, and then they sneak in and they steal resources from us. They get tenureship in academia. They get listed as diversity hires because they're lying about their ancestry, and that's like the bigger harm. But they've been doing that for centuries, talking about
Oh,
I
yes,
gotta.
ma'am.
And that's
It
a
goes like that,
Hell
like
no.
one drop rule, right?
and you
Like,
know, and that's a fact, right? And so I had a conversation with my mother earlier this morning, and we were talking about this whole thing because she hears me on here speaking about our culture and our history, and
Yeah.
she's always amazed. Like she's like, it's a lot that I didn't know. When we were coming up, we were going to work. Nobody was worried about our history and our culture and some of those things. So a lot of things got lost. And so when I hear these people say, well, my grandma said this, my mother is like 78 years old. And even then, is some of the things that I'm teaching her that she didn't even know about the culture. And so when they say it all the time that their grandma knows, it makes me wonder, well, how much did grandma really know for you to take it as scholarship?
yeah.
Right.
Well, that guy also, I'm not making fun of him at all for his education, but he didn't make it past 8th grade. And again, I'm not like judging him for that, but he then also like failed to admit that there's some things he might not know in life.
One
So
second, we have some guests.
Yo, yeah, okay. We got Dr. No Job. What's up? Welcome to the panel. You want to touch on the? I think y'all. I may have heard somebody mention
Don't
your
matter.
name
Let me
before.
explain something. It
You want
don't
to
matter.
reference the backdrop or anything in the conversation you heard?
Yeah, I'm gonna respond what somebody just said from the education level. It doesn't matter. Somebody from dropped out the 4th grade and 8th grade. They're indigenous, right? Now we could back this up. I don't know why you're fucking calling black people indigenous. I mean, calling black people pretending. I would never understand that shit at all. When we could show and prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you had black people in America before Caucasian people came out to Caucasus Mountains. We
This
could
is
back that up.
hilarious.
Nobody's making
That's what this is for. Yeah, that's what this live is for. So that's the
Yeah,
substantiate part.
this is
Let me
already off to a
y'all
hilarious
prove.
start. But wait,
I
real
heard
quick,
it.
I got a question.
Oh
Do
my
you know
God.
what the difference is between being indigenous and being a descendant of Amerindian people? Do you know what the difference is?
Indigenous just means you're the first person in this
Incorrect.
country. That's what it
Incorrect.
means. That's what
Incorrect.
it means.
So
Oh
no,
my
no, it
God.
doesn't. No, it doesn't.
It
And I'm an
doesn't mean
indigenous
that.
woman, so I'm gonna speak.
Indigenous means
One
nobody was
second,
here
sir.
before
1
you.
second. Calm
I
thyself,
know that 1
Iago.
second,
Calm
nothing.
down.
Be quiet, man.
Woosah.
Not the
Okay,
quiet
Woosah.
okay.
shit.
Hold on.
Sounds like you showing.
Woosah.
All right, yeah. Let's get the
Woosah.
definition. Let's get the definitions. If we gonna have a claim, hold on.
Bro,
If we
the
gonna have a
definition,
claim for a
nobody was here
definition,
before the.
no job. That's cool. It's cool. You have a definition, and we got different definitions. All we have to do is substantiate it. Now we have to do is pull it up. Go through these
Yeah.
definitions. I got a debate coming up. You starts off with defining the terms before you establish your core argument. I think we do it backwards. I think we like to go through our thesis before we define the terms. So indigenous, we got to define these terms. Indigenous and black. Go ahead, Carolina.
Yeah, so when it comes to indigenous, because not even all people of my community who are racially American Indian are.
Finish what I was saying, man.
I know. 1 second. Can I
Finish,
finish?
man.
No,
I
you
don't
said
need you to speak
indigenous
for
means
me.
to be born.
I don't need
Means
you
to
to
be the
speak for
first
me at all.
You said
I know you
indigenous.
think you're smart and intelligent, but you're really not.
Well, let's just
I'll
see. Let's
compare
just see.
my
Let's just
IQ
see.
and
No,
degree
let's just
against
see.
yours any
Actually,
day, bro.
I'm gonna give Carolina 2 minutes, and then you get your 2 minutes. So I just want to be fair, so we don't have you running. Honestly.
Go ahead, man. Let me hear this stupid ass. Go ahead, man.
Yeah. Thank you for your patience. You can do the same
Yeah.
thing for you.
So when it comes to indigeneity, indigenous is a global concept. So in order to be a member of an indigenous group, you have to have a cultural continuity, and it's specifically tied to community. Like a person by themselves is not indigenous. It's the community that makes you indigenous. So you have to have a cultural and historical continuity that predates colonialism. There has to be some upholding of language, kinship, political systems, belief systems, and concepts of time and different epistemologies. And so that's why when somebody, even if they have the racial ancestry, they are not automatically indigenous, because the community is what makes you indigenous, because it's what makes you distinct from the dominant society. That's why we have indigenous groups in America, we have indigenous groups in Africa, Asia, everywhere. So the indigenous is completely separate from what your racial identity is. And that's why we have to be very specific about what we're talking about. I can yield the rest of my time.
All right. She's
And
yielding the
I'll
rest of
just
your
say
time.
this, that the United Nations
Hold on.
has this definition set also.
All right. We're gonna do the same thing for you, no job. So it's fair for you.
Interruption. You said a bunch of nothing because obviously they took their black indigenous people and they erased their identity. They threw them on a plantation and gave them a new name, and you know that. So why you say that bullshit that came out your goddamn mouth? If you don't believe me, look at Walter Plecker. You know who Walter Plecker is? Probably not. Well, he erased the black indigenous on their birth certificate. You know what I mean? And that's what you're going to Google it. Not intelligent. That's why they gave it the name Negro, people of color, African American, and stuff like that. Because they keep changing our name for a reason why they keep doing that shit. They take our identity away. There's no way how you're going to convince me they kidnap millions of Africans and bring it to America. You're not going to convince me that at all. Because I bet you can't tell me how many people to put on a boat and how long it takes the boat to go from Africa to America. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to tell me that whatsoever. Indigenous means it was nobody on this soil when a black foot stepped on his name, they call America. See how that worked? With nobody, no Mongolians, no white man, no nobody. And obviously they had children, and their children had children, and obviously they're going to create a culture and identity for themselves. See how that worked. But when the white T man got here, they took people and put them on slavery based on the color of their skin, and they erased their identity. If you don't believe me, like Kunta Kinte, they changed his name. So he's not African no more. They changed his identity. He's not African no more. They took his language away. He's not African no more. They took him away from his family. So he's not African no more. You see
30
how that
seconds.
works? You see how, okay, cool. But you see what you just said? You want to say nothing because you know the history of America. One thing about FBA, we have a certain history nobody in the country and the world have, yo. I land my plane.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna let somebody else respond. But let me just touch on everything you said real quick, and I want to make sure that I do it way better than you. So when it comes to Indigenous Americans, this is referring to the original peoples of the Americas. If we go to the oldest human remains found here, that's going to be a Luzia, found in Brazil, 11,500 years old. Same DNA as American Indians, who you're claiming to be, right? That's what indigenous means. If you want to say it by your definition, it means the first people to inhabit the land. That's how we quantify and substantiate that. Now, if you're talking about they erased your stuff, then where would the proof of it be, right? That kind of cancels each other out. They erased it. You don't have no proof. When it comes to Walker Reflector, y'all have to know y'all talking about something that happened like in the 20th century. This is not like ancient history, and it was specific to Virginia, and it wasn't like that wasn't the root of it. The root of it was he was trying to push eugenics and not have black men talk to white women and shit like that. It didn't have nothing to do, or the majority of it wasn't having to do with them changing your identity. And that's another thing. You can't change your identity. Your identity's gonna remain the same. You're gonna get what you get from your ancestors. Somebody changing your title, or what y'all call reclassifying you, is not going to change your history and your culture.
Exactly.
So Negro also, it doesn't come from them. It actually comes from the Portuguese and Spanish selling through trying to get to India and ran across West Sub-Saharan Africans, and that's when the term was first used. Obviously, it's a Spanish word for what we now use as black. And you said it was millions of people brought to the Americas. It wasn't. You got to understand it was like 388,000 is the consensus on that number of the slaves brought to America. Now, the descendants of those slaves, right, say as soon as they have a child here in America, they would be what you could call indigenous there or native. That's by the definition. They are born in America. They are like they have that nationality. That's how y'all got this claim. But outside of that, you wasn't indigenous by the word, especially if we talk about when it was first used in the English lexicon by Sir Thomas Browne, 1646, Pseudodoctrine Epidemica, making the distinction between the Negroes and the Native Americans, right? And that's just like all the mic drops on that. But we're gonna let Teeka respond because she just came up. I'm pretty sure she heard everything. And then we'll let you respond to one of the panelists. And you can respond to me if you want to. All right, Teeka, I'll go ahead and give you the clock.
Yeah, I think often when people are speaking about Walter Plecker, they, like you stated, it's not even in regards to, the 1600s, 1700s, literally the 1900s, and isolated to Virginia. And it was basically just trying to ensure that, whiteness was preserved. And in regards to it, had nothing to do with the census or anything like that. It had to deal with vital statistics. So records of birth, records of marriage, and records of unaliving, right? And in regards to it, it applied only to Native Americans in the sense that they knew for a fact that there were people who were like an eighth Native and that were white tea passing and that could marry or, become, or have progeny with white tea people. So literally speaking, these were people who were able to passe blanc or pass for white tea. This wasn't for people who looked like Wesley Snipes. You couldn't get that distinction if you did not look like someone who was able to look like Brad Pitt. So when people come up here and try to espouse this whole thing of we were reclassified, that is incorrect. Absolutely incorrect. Because it applied only to specific groups of people and it did not include the Negroes. You can go look that up.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you can go ahead.
Make sure you digesting everything, Mr. No
I
Job.
ain't the whole thing. Hold on, I'm gonna say that first. He changed our identity so we don't get with white tea women. Okay, another lie. And she just said some bullshit that came. Not the bullshit. That bullshit came out your goddamn mouth, yo. And he's the only one that got caught. You think he was the only one doing that? He was the only one that we know of. And they were, again, they were the racing, Negro, black, indigenous.
But you don't have proof of that.
But we do got proof.
Where?
Fuck you mean? You think I'm motherfuckers are talking to be talking?
Well, present it.
Man, come to my live and I present that shit, all right?
No, present it here.
No, you're already here.
Dude, you're
I can't do it now. I'm not home. This is elementary. Hold on.
This is a real person, man.
All right, cool.
Come on.
This is elementary.
This
is elementary knowledge, yo.
Listen, we asked y'all for proof, and y'all go into a whole rant. Listen, but you go into a whole rant when we trying to learn. We're trying to get y'all to teach us, and y'all won't teach.
This is elementary knowledge, yo.
Because you a cult. Well, listen, why won't you teach?
You should be able to reel it off if it's
just
elementary.
teach.
You should be able to explain it if it's elementary.
I'm driving somewhere.
He said you got to go to his live for him to prove it.
Want me to go get in my car so we can have a conversation so we both driving?
All right, cool. I got you. Well, go watch the documentary.
No, don't go watch. You rapping right now. Just show us.
Go look in the mirror and ask yourself, why am I such a charlatan, grifting, lying piece of shit? That's what you need to do, you lying bastard. That's what you need to do. That's what you need to do. You're a liar. You lie to my people.
I'm a liar.
Mr. No Job.
I'm a liar.
Mr. No Job. Do you have
You're not a
internal
real
dialogue?
person, bro. You don't have any type of goddamn integrity
I do got proof,
whatsoever.
yo. As a matter of fact, okay, tough guy, come on live, put 10 grand on the table at the back.
Okay, hold on. No.
I don't even want to take your money.
Hold on.
I'm over there to be
Hold on, Mr.
I'm a liar.
Mr. No
I ain't
Job.
lying about nothing, yo.
Do you have?
What the friend went up today?
Hold on,
Right?
brother. Do you have internal? This is a red herring right here. So this is not. We're not talking about what you're talking about right here. But let me just ask you a question. It's not associated with what you're yapping about. Do you have internal? Oh, he left. I can't get this question off, man. I'm trying to see if he had internal dialogue. I'm trying to see if he was just regurgitating about it or not. What's up, Sabi? You want to touch on anything you heard?
No, I'm trying to follow. I'm trying to follow everything. Like, is there a question that we're debating? Is there a specific topic, or we just?
No, nothing specific. I tackle any and all beliefs. The guest who just left, I believe he was a Pretendian. His claim was that black people was already in America or prior to colonialism.
He's an FBA Pretendian.
Oh, he's an FBA and a Pretendian, so he was a twofer.
But he flip flops all the time. At one time they were FBA, and then they recognized the descendant, and he didn't at one time even agree with the Pretendians until they started getting on him. I don't know if y'all.
They didn't. No. He didn't start. He didn't start getting with the Pretendians until he started making a little bit of coin on this motherfucker. He's a grifter.
Yeah, because I saw them get on him real bad when he starts claiming that they wasn't. He's a
grifter, real.
Yeah, he goes back and forth.
Educate me on.
Y'all see his background? It was all like poker. He's all about that.
Educate me on this term Pretendian. What's that?
Let me explain. Pretendian is somebody who's trying to be indigenous to this land when we know we can see not only through archaeological facts, but even through, I don't want to say lookership, but they are claiming to be something that they are not. We have no proof, archaeological proof, no artifacts, no anything that proves that these black people who claim to be indigenous were always here. So what they're doing is they're pretending to be people they're not, and they're bringing up false information from all these different places, claiming that they've been always here, and there's nothing to prove it. Absolutely nothing to prove it.
Have you heard of this this thing called Pangea?
Man, if you don't
Just go ahead and educate him.
Pangea was how many million years ago was the Pangea?
250 million.
They say million.
250 million. No, it was over 250 million years ago.
And what we forget, right, is we have a real indigenous person up here. Carolina is up here. So if you really want to know the history about indigenous people, we have Carolina right up here. You can ask her any question that you feel.
Y'all don't laugh. Y'all don't laugh at him in the comments, y'all. I see y'all.
I actually have a question.
Go ahead.
So when we're talking about indigenous, are we talking about indigenous like in the Americas?
Amerindians, yes.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on, buddy.
He
Let
was
me
he was posting some Hebrew Israelite stuff in the comments, so
see
this is
if
about to
buddy
be.
want to come up. See if buddy want to come up. Who? Oh,
No,
truly.
I was curious about what you guys know about the Moors.
Yeah, we're familiar with him.
Yeah. I'm curious about like your guys' concept because I know as far as I'm concerned, the government actually like it's not that there's special treatment, but they do recognize them as to be inhabitants of America already.
Well, I
One
think it's the
second.
other
Who
way around. I think they
who
recognize America
recognizes
as being
them?
The
sovereign.
Moors, no, they don't. I was in the Moor Science Temple. No, they don't. Those are just fake charters, local charters. That's bullshit. Nobody
Well,
recognizes
that's why
them.
I'm curious. That's why I'm here to debate
Yeah,
because I
no,
wanted to know
no,
what's going on
no
with
federal
like the
entity
Moors
recognizes them.
because I know a lot of history has been distorted in America's
Hold on, hold on.
the
Can
West
we stop
education
calling it
system.
a debate? Can we stop saying debate when that is not a debate? Y'all don't know how to debate, so please stop calling it a debate. It is just a discussion.
You
Okay,
see how I keep
discussion.
pulling them up, Carlos? Anytime they talking crazy, send them an invite. You already know how we get down.
Oh, but yeah, the Moors. So I know the last Moorish temple fell in 1492, and ever since that point forward, we've kind of been fed this story that everything
I'm
that's been
No,
sorry.
made.
no. That's not true, brother.
Not
That's
even
not
remote.
true.
For
I mean, that was
1492. What?
1492. I mean, what does that
Do you
have
know
to
what
do with
that?
the
Do what?
1600s?
Yeah.
Well, I
That was
I don't know. I'm
1492.
just this is discussion.
And
I'm just
that's
curious. You guys
Aragon
can
No,
help
no.
style
me.
Hold,
still.
You
I
guys
don't,
can
I
help
don't know
me.
hold
your, I
on.
don't know
No,
your, I
hold
don't know
on.
your
Hold on.
stance yet.
I mean, hold on. Wait a second. Do you know what the Inquisition is, or what the Reconquista was?
Yeah, because I'm from Veracruz, so I know like about the Olmecs. I know about the heads over
Wait a
there.
minute. You're from
No.
Veracruz, and you
The,
wait. You're from Veracruz, and you
what does?
believe.
Hold on. Wait, Carolina.
Go
What
ahead. Go
does
ahead.
Veracruz have to do with the Reconquista and with the
Because
Inquisition?
look, listen, my whole point is that all of this land in general is included with melanated people, so including Mexicans, including Native Americans, indigenous people. It's all the like
Gabriel,
truly.
all humans have
Okay.
melanin, so that's not going to apply here.
Listen, I know, obviously, Carolina. I'm not
But
saying
what?
that.
No. But Gabriel, what is the
Uh-huh.
connection between the Olmecs and the
Well, that's where
Reconquista?
I'm trying to find meaning in that too, because I mean, even when we call ourselves Hispanic, like I don't want to call
But
myself that.
hold on.
Like that's
But
Spain.
sir, but Gabriel, you
Yes.
obviously don't know what the Inquisition or the Reconquista is.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
just came out of high school. What do you?
How old are you?
I'm 19.
Girl, I'm not
Okay.
confused, y'all.
So
So the
when was
reason
the
why Tika
All
is
Reconquista?
right.
questioning,
Give us a timeline. When was it?
this is what I'm saying. Like he's
No,
bringing up
hey Carolina,
multiple
let him
points that
answer
are
this.
not
No,
connected,
let a real
though.
indigenous speak to him, and Carolina knows her culture. Go
Okay,
ahead,
go.
Carolina.
Well, I'll just be real quick
I
because
mean, I'm
Tika
pretty
brought up
good
a
too,
very
bro.
important point because, like, these are things that are completely divorced from each other. So what you need to do is you need to pick one topic first and talk about it because these have nothing to do with each other.
Okay, well, I'm just curious more
That's
about the Moors and why we don't talk about them more.
What do you want to talk about the Moors for? For what?
Well, they should be accredited to like literally the biggest. I mean, they were ruling for 800 years.
What
Like
does that
these
have to
were
do with the
white
Americas?
people.
It will probably
800
be
years where?
in Spanish, in Portugal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it. Not even the entirety of the peninsula.
but for 800 years, and then
Exactly.
after that point, they
Almost 800
decided
years.
to flip the script and say that, oh nah, y'all never helped us. You guys are not
No,
accredited
see,
to
that's the
They
thing.
didn't
anything.
You're
help them.
conflating things together from your modern
And
perspective.
the,
Nobody
You
had
listen. How
that.
you find
You
the Moorish
can't
Science
prove that
Temple,
they
brother?
thought that let's get the black people back. By then, the Moors were hardly black people. They were black Moors
Well,
in Granada,
it's
but
because
they
in the
were
Moorish
hardly
Science
black people.
Temple, they have this thing called the Great Moorish Seal, which shows that the dollar bill.
Great Moor seal. I know. I was born into the temple. My last name is Bay. So yes,
So
I'm
Oh,
how the
aware
hell
of
did
that.
you run across the Moorish Science Temple and you all the way in Veracruz, bro? You
That's
out
well,
of
I'm in
geography.
pocket.
This has
California.
Okay, but hold on, Gabriel. This is the issue. You're talking about the Moors ruling the Iberian Peninsula. That has nothing to do with the Americas. So right now we're having a discussion about the Americas.
Okay, but
exactly.
they was definitely already inhabited by some of already melanated people, right? That's what we're agreeing
Right.
upon.
Once
No.
again, real quick, Gabriel, real quick, okay? Because we're going to let you get this point out, but you have to understand
Can't say
terminology.
nothing.
All humans
All
have
have
melanin. So
melanin.
yes,
Got
I am Amerindian.
it.
And yes, my people are the original people of this land. They were not black, they were not Moorish. No, they were not white, they were not anything else.
Wait, is there, but you're putting a claim all over a whole territory of America.
Correct, I
There's a
am,
lot
because
of
I'm a
people
cultural
there.
anthropologist and I know how
But
science, history, and anthropology work.
wait, so say what the place is from, because I'm interested. I want to learn. So you're saying
All of the Americas, this entire hemisphere was not inhabited by anyone else other than Amerindian people who look like me, and yes, some darker and some lighter, depending on what part you're from. But no, they were not black, they were not Asian, they were not Moorish, none of that shit.
not Mexican either?
Okay, listen.
Mexican is a nationality, bro. It didn't exist back then.
Listen.
Go
You
ahead.
are 19. You are 19 years old, my guy. I suggest you sit back and listen. If you have a question, ask the question. Don't think that you know something and you have no clue about what you're talking about. You just got out of high school.
Okay, I'll just
act as such, please.
I will. Can I say one more thing though? Just so I'm clear. Carolina, thank you, by the way. I was just curious because as far as I'm concerned, I'm not to say that you can't trace back one thing to one whole aspect of an area, but I'm pretty interested in, again, can I get what you said you were again so I can research the topic?
I'm Inde, Apache from Texas and Coahuila, and I'm Purepecha from Guanajuato and Michoacan. And I'm connected to my communities. I'm enrolled in my Apache tribe. So that's why I'm curious, because with you being from Veracruz has a very strong indigenous as well as Afro-Mexicano history.
Well, that's why I'm so confused.
Well, one second though, but Afro-Mexicano, those are people who were brought post-colonialism to Veracruz. And so my curiosity is whether your family in Mexico has a connection to an indigenous pueblo originario, or if you guys are just of the mestizo class.
No, honestly, that's where I'm just trying to find myself. That's why I'm so curious.
Then you would be a member. If you do not have a definitive connection to an indigenous tribe, you are part of the mestizo class, and that's okay. You do have to do your genealogy.
Well, I have a seal. I know my family had a seal or something like that.
Okay, that would definitely be Spaniard, though. Indigenous people don't have seals.
Or not like a seal, I guess, but it's like I guess like a crescent. I don't know.
We don't have that. That's a Spanish concept.
It's Spanish. You're Spaniard. That's okay.
That's not good.
Yeah, so you definitely don't want to be revering the Moors.
Of course not. No, but that's why my interest is in it. But I'll take a step back. Thank you, guys.
Of course, and just so you know, your interest in the Moors, I don't know why, but they didn't look like you, sir. I'm sorry. They would not be interested in.
Well, I mean, the Moors, especially like them, they were like founded through like the Freemasonry, or well, not to be disrespectful, but I mean, like obviously the noble Prophet Drew Ali, he was included in the Freemasonry, so I was just curious about that too, because obviously that's being used against our people too.
Is that true?
America was founded through Freemasonry.
Is that true? Is that true? How accurate is that association with Noble Drew Ali and Freemasonry? I know he probably used some of his symbology and stuff.
Certainly, the North Side Temple is a pseudo Masonic organization.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what it is. It's a pseudo Masonic organization. That's what it is. If you were to call it anything, that's what it is. I learned how to grip when I was a child. We stand in the square. We do all that shit. I ain't know about the correlation with Masonry until later, but the Grand Sheik and all that shit. That's it. Yeah, it's a pseudo.
Yeah.
It's a
I
pseudo
self-law and master.
No, that's just some made up shit. But
he done really start studying this stuff. Let me ask you. I appreciate your patience. Where do you who are you getting this information from? Like, I know it's got to be somebody online.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm like, where you?
brother Freeman L or C, brother Freeman CL or something like that.
Is that dark skinned brother be wearing the Versace shades on here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. He blocked me, man.
He blocked you?
Of course, man. I'm the Don Dada, man. I'm too arrogant for these people, man.
This nigga on here wearing Versace shades, teaching knowledge.
Versace shades
with a rap. Let me see, man. I think so. I don't want to rap. Yeah, I know exactly, man. I know
like
all.
The Moors didn't know, but you were Spaniard, so the Moors would have conquered your people in 7-11.
That's what he said. Yeah, that's what he's saying. I was like, he shouldn't be looking up to them or looking. You know what I'm saying? He's Spaniard.
They taught y'all how to bathe.
I like some of Spaniard culture. I'll tell y'all, I'm obsessed with bullfighting, so I'll be up there in Spain. My FYP a little bit over there. Interesting culture, man. I want to go to one of the shows, But I don't know if I lose my black card, so I gotta ask the culture. Y'all go to a bullfighting show?
Man, go enjoy
I
yourself,
would.
Matador.
Yeah, I
All right,
do
we
it
got
just
a
to see what
pass.
it's
We got
really
our
like.
pass, y'all.
Yeah, my homeboy when he was telling me about it, he said it was pretty gruesome actually. But
Yeah, because you know they're gonna get clipped.
yeah, I mean, but see, he say things like, that's when they turned on the Moors after 1492. I mean, you're totally ignoring that in the 1500s, it was the English who provided the Moors in Morocco with the cannons where they attacked Songhay. So it wasn't this unified thing of these Europeans, we're gonna get the Africans back. I mean, it's just some fanciful shit, man. I mean, you have to really look at the history contextually when these things occurred. Because the English are the ones who provided the cannons to these Moors who went down to Songhay and shot it up and made it, and were responsible for its fall. So I mean, come on, man, it's not like that. It's not these charlatans, these grifters. They paint a picture, and because you may not be astute in the actual history, then it sounds good and it fits into this black against white narrative or white against black narrative that we believe is a part of God's plan or some nonsense.
Preach, what's
Question. I
up, brother?
see.
You want to add to the backdrop? Sonny, you one of y'all?
Yeah, I was gonna say something briefly. I saw somebody just invited Big Donna's just invited me, and I was like just looking to hear. I saw like the Omeg heads and stuff like all down here. I didn't know if y'all discussed that. What's the exact topic up in here? I just been kind of just
Yeah,
peripheral.
so it's kind of just really that broad as the backdrop says. If you believe it, debate it, then substantiate it. I think right now the last few guests we had have been like FBAs and pretendians, and now we've kind of got into some more pretendianism. But yeah,
Pretendian is hilarious, man. I swear to God, Pretendian
yeah.
is
So the
crazy.
OMEC is up there because that's one of the references people use. They kind of like or associate Ivan Van Sertima as we came here before Columbus. And lookership or lookography and saying that we was here because the Olmecs have a certain phenotype, so that's why the Olmecs is there. But you say you from California, truly, or you from Mexico? Because I said
I'm
he
with your
said
mic, True.
California.
He said he was.
California.
Okay, my bad.
I could have swore he said Veracruz, but
Yeah, Veracruz, but that's where I'm from. I go visit.
That's what he was asking. He said
Oh, okay. Because yeah, that's
you reside in California, but your family's from Veracruz, Mexico.
Yeah. Second generation.
yeah. So that's where the Olmecs
Okay.
would be originally from, right?
Yeah,
You ever
it's
seen,
in that region. Yeah.
you seen the Olmecs statues or monoliths before?
Oh, I've seen them before. Yeah, they're fucking awesome.
Are they still around?
Yeah. I think there was one in front of like a college or something. I forgot where I was at specifically in the area.
I mean, that's cool as fuck, bro. Because I had a conversation with somebody about the Olmec heads, and I brought up the Ivan Van Sertima has already been disproven, a while ago, and they were like, "How did they disprove it?" And I was like, "Because they did DNA testing on the people in the region, and it didn't say they had any African descent." He was like, "How are they going to DNA test a rock?" And it made me really sad to hear that because I was like, "You're dead ass serious right now. You're not trolling." And yeah, like I don't know, bro. I think that a lot of this shit just don't really. The more I'm in these panels, the more I'm realizing like you can't really debate stupid. Like it's just true. Like I'm sorry, like, and I'm not trying to like come at anybody's intelligence, but like you can't really.
Truth be told, that's why I do this live. It's not really to try to like dissuade them out of their ignorance. It's really just because I'm so fascinated with stupid. It's a phenomenon. I mean, like literally, like the people's inability, like, and we could take them through the most babyest steps, talk at whatever non-condescending tone or anything. It doesn't work. People cannot process what they cannot process. And it's just so sad to see, but I'm obsessed with it. It's a weird kink for me.
I mean, that's because this is the new religion. Religion isn't based off fact, it's based off belief. It's what people choose to believe in. So even if you come with factual information, it's a belief system. They're not going to want to believe in you because that means that they're going to have to break from something that they've done put blind faith in.
So would y'all
this is
consider
a new
my bad, I'm
religion.
sorry.
not religion, bro. What are you talking about?
I mean, I
Would,
get
would y'all
exactly what
consider
you're
Ivan
saying.
Van Sertim
I mean,
a
you
pseudo
I get
okay?
exactly
Israelite?
what you're saying.
Okay, that flew over the head of somebody.
Ma'am,
What
Yeah,
I'm
ma'am.
no, it
trying
makes
to
sense.
Enlightenment,
say,
enlightenment is not religion. Enlightenment
what I'm
and
trying
religion are
to
two
All right,
different
let
say,
her
what
things.
I'm
land now,
trying
Ethan.
to
We'll give you
say,
2 minutes on the clock.
uh,
When she land.
She's spreading false info, bro. I'm not about to let her talk. That's crazy.
Well, just take note of it and then count and correct her in a counter argument after she lands. But y'all can never do that, and this is the thing. Y'all just don't have no patience.
you know what? I'm just kind of like, at this particular point in time, what is it about having ovaries and mammaries that make people dick itch? It's disgusting at this particular point in time because all I'm trying to say is that faith, just like religion, having faith in someone in something is akin to a religious experience, right? And when you try to explain to somebody that Christ didn't actually walk on water, all right, or that some like Buddha didn't actually sit under a fig tree or whatever for how many days and night, people don't want to believe that no matter how much proof you bring to it. That's the point that I was trying to make. So when it comes to these phenomena, these ideologies, these pseudo ideologies that people have, it is basically kind of like their own new religion. It's their own personal Jesus, if you will,
Yeah.
right? That's not false information. That's literally what people are experiencing.
His
They're
name was
literally,
non-ether.
this is a faith. This is when it comes to faith, it is belief in the unseen, right? It is belief in the unseen and the unknown. That's what faith is. That's what I'm talking about. These people don't they've never been on, they're talking about Pangea and people hop skipping from one place to the next, just milly rocking across from Asia into America like nobody's business. And no, they're
I
talking
get what
about
you're
playing
saying.
pity pat with dinosaurs.
I get what you're saying, but
That's
isn't
not,
everybody
yeah, that's
entitled
not,
to their belief
that's
though?
not, hold up. I'm not, shut the blood clot, but yo.
Yeah. Everybody is entitled to their beliefs. What does that mean? But let's let Stella speak first. She's been patiently waiting. Yeah, Stella, you want to tap
Hey,
in?
I'll be back. I'm about to slide. I'm
I
interested in
want
this
to.
piece. I'll be
I
back.
appreciate you letting us know that,
I want to
Sonny.
make sure I understand the context of the yeah, I'm tongue twisted. I want to make sure I understand the context of the prompt. So I want to be clear on something. Um, with me talking to a lot of
Finished?
people who are,
Hold on. Was Tika finished?
No,
I
she
wasn't,
ended
but
up muted
no,
when she got first
I
say.
you literally
wasn't,
said
but
my name,
it's
and then you.
cool. It's cool. It's cool.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying the host said my name and addressed me specifically and said, "Let Stellar go."
Yeah. Tika had muted up. I just assumed she had just, just was trying to be the bigger person from being interrupted. Not by you per se, but, just in general. So I just would go ahead and pass the mic. You good, Stella?
Okay, so like I was saying, so I was looking at the prompt. I just want to be clear on something, right? When I see a lot of people when it comes to these conversations, I've noticed with the FBA and so on, there's just huge thing about the indigenous whatever,
Indigeneity.
right? Yeah, I'd be tongue twisted sometimes.
You
So,
good.
and so I'll ask some of them, I'm like, okay, well, what evidence do you have? Because I've talked to a few of them, and the most that I ever got from one lady is she said, well, I can't trace any of my lineage back to slavery. And I'm like, okay, well, I need you guys to give me something more than just saying, oh, we were here before, we were here before. That's not enough. Now, for me personally, I'm Black American. I'm a descendant of slaves. I'm a descendant of West African Middle Passage and chattel slavery. And I was under the impression that all of this was about people who are descendants of freed men. So when this indigenous stuff came into the conversation, I was just super duper confused because I didn't understand it. Because I thought the whole purpose of it was honoring the lineage of our ancestors who were thrown into the ocean and our ancestors who were enslaved and our lineage of people who had to live through Jim Crow
and other things that I'm not going to mention for TikTok purposes. So that's why I get confused with some of them. Now, I personally am 100% for us honoring our lineage and honoring our ancestors. That's what I'm 100% for. And I don't see a problem with it because I don't see other people throwing away their identities, their ethnic groups, et cetera, et cetera. Because I was having a conversation with a guy, he was Nigerian. He's Igbo. And, you know, he was talking about the indigenous stuff. And I'm like, well, I'm not indigenous. I don't claim that indigenous stuff. But I am a descendant of slaves. And I am a descendant of West Africans. And that's what I claim. And I told him, you know, I don't see what the issue is. I get some people are rude, but not all people are the same. And I just told him I'm not going to throw away my identity, my culture, my lineage just because people feel whatever way they feel. And I told him unless everybody else is willing to get rid of their ethnic backgrounds, their flags or whatever, and just be black, then we can have this conversation. But people are not going to do that. People are not going to get rid of their Jamaican flags. They're not going to get rid of whatever flags that they have. So I'm not going to get rid of my identity as a Black American. And I land there. I don't need the full 50 seconds.
I think the indigeneity argument is becoming like I feel like it's like a land grab thing because it's to the point where some of these guys are saying like a land back and using that term. And that kind of worries me because I'm like, bro, like, this not our shit, nigga. Like, I mean, some of us maybe, but like the majority, there's a whole other argument, you know what I'm saying, going on with you know, indigenous folks trying to get they land back, bro. So I feel like it's kind of not the best time to be stepping on toes. You feel me?
I grasp where everybody's coming from, and I hear what everybody's saying. My thing or my question is, like with anybody that's having this conversation, what's wrong with letting people have their ideologies or beliefs, as long as it's not hurting someone else? Because even in the Constitution of the United States, it says everybody has the right to life, love, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So I don't grasp how somebody's whatever their ideology is, whether you believe in it or not, what's the issue if you could just figure out how to come together in peace, have peace. I think that's
The
what
issue
I'm
is a
confused
lie.
about.
It's a lie. That's the issue. The issue is not only are we disrespecting our own ancestors, but we also trample upon the lineage of others when we claim to be people that we are not. It is, and we're perpetrating a fraud when we do that. I mean, you can believe it all you want. You can believe it like you can believe in Santa Claus. You know what I'm saying? But your belief in Santa Claus is not affecting me. But when you are telling my people that they should just disregard their African lineage because you don't like it, then I have a problem with that. I feel the need to speak up for my ancestors. So I'm doing this in terms of justice. You see what I'm saying? So no, I
I
will
can
always
respect
speak
that.
against that nonsense because it's
I can
bullshit.
respect that, but yet and still, it's still an ideology. Like no matter where you are or what
Hmm.
rock or continent you're on Earth. So everybody has their beliefs.
Um.
In another
Okay.
a
You don't
thousand
see how
years,
it's
they'll
damaging to
call
believe in falsehoods?
in another in another, let's say 20,000 years, most of these continents
We can't
might not
contemplate
even have
20,000
their
years.
name, right?
So,
So it's just an ideology thing.
bro,
Everybody has their
all
own
these
ideology.
hypotheticals. We don't descend from some ancient African groups. We descend from Africans who came here fairly recently from a historic perspective. It's like we look at a few hundred years as if that's a lot. It's nothing in terms of history. You know, how long did the Roman Empire last? You know, somebody threw out the 800 years with the Moors like that won't shit. That's a long time in comparison to how long we've been here. In comparison, the majority of us descend from people who got here after 1730. All of us descend from people who came here after 1730. All of us. Every single one. There are no exceptions. No exceptions.
Yeah, that's
Well,
a
the
lie.
earliest slaves got here around the 1500s.
Yeah, I mean, the earliest slaves got into the United States. The earliest African got to the United States in the English colonies in 1619. I know we all know the
Yeah.
story. I'm not shitting on the 1526 thing with the Spanish. I'm not. I'm saying as far as us being a lineage in these English colonies, he was from Maryland and Georgia. And then with a few splatters in New York and Pennsylvania, Rhode
They
Island,
they
even
had a lot of
shipbuilding
slaves
industry.
up north though.
Yeah, they
Like
did. They did, but you can't
they were
compare.
slave states too. A lot of some of
Yeah,
them
they were.
places didn't abolish slavery till the 1820s, but
New
slavery
York
was
like 17
heavy.
something.
Slavery was heavy
Yeah.
throughout all 13 colonies.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but it was nothing like the South. I mean, even the enslavement up north was different. I mean, it's just different.
What was different
Exactly.
about up north slavery?
They didn't have a
And the slit.
plantation system. Like not quite the same. They grew crops like edible crops. You know, people worked in shipyards. People did
Yeah,
more domestic work. In the South, we have a plantation economy that was brought from traders who came, English traders that came into South Carolina from Barbados, and John Rolfe who came from Bermuda into Virginia with the new tobacco seeds, and they made a hybrid tobacco seed, and boom. So it was different. But yes, there were enslaved people in New York and Massachusetts.
They
Absolutely.
they were they did more domestic work as opposed to a gang style type of plantation economy, when it came to that.
Yeah, look at
And
Phyllis
the
Wheaton
vast
and
major
Sojourner Truth. I'm sorry, teacher. Go ahead.
the vast majority of the population of our people came here, like he said, in the 1730s. It was literally after the glorious revolution that occurred in the UK, in England, right? That was what, after they did away with the Royal African Company and they allowed for other merchants to invest into the slave trade. That's when there was a boom
Yep.
in the business of slavery. So the vast majority of our ancestors came here during that specific time period, at the close of the 1600s into the 1700s and beyond. So that's why when we say that most of our lineage is coming from that time, it's actual and factual. Yes, there were other colonial, masters, if you will, in the Americas, primarily the Spanish and the Portuguese at first. Then you go into the Dutch and the French. But when it comes down to the British, they were at the latter end, if you will. And so that's the reason why for us, our people are here literally in the 1700s more or so. That's typically the time frame. So yes, there were colonies and there were this and that. There were enslaved people in the north. But those particular people were doing, like he said, working in the shipyards, working in the docks, working to clear land, working to clear swampland, if you will. But when it came to the plantation economy, that comes more into like Virginia with tobacco, and then later on with cotton and rice and things of that nature. So yeah.
And we're talking about fairly recent and easily verifiable history. It's not like some mystery thing.
Thank you for saying that,
Up,
bro.
you
I'm just tired of
fucking
all this.
nigger. Shut up, niggers. You're fucking
Oh,
niggers. You have no rights. Nigger, nigger,
these
nigger.
guys come in and then they get all.
Ooh, wow,
I
that
don't
really hurt my
understand.
feelings.
Oh my
You got
goodness,
me.
he's acting like it's the
From the
first time a dude's done that.
1600s, from the 1600s, roughly 20,000 to 30,000 slaves were brought over. But then once the 1700s exactly, about 200,000 to 300,000. So yeah, it looks like that is correct that a
Yeah.
large chunk of the slaves that got here was right after the 1700s, but
Yeah,
still before
just
1770, still before 1776. So we
Yeah,
were
I
still
absolutely.
wasn't. This is
here
not
in
a
the
competition. It's literally we're just explaining
yeah.
that the vast majority of the numbers come in after the Glorious Revolution in England,
Yeah, I
after
never
the
said it
time
was
when the
a
Yeah.
Royal African Company was disbanded.
no. I
Yeah.
never
So
said it was a
when you get
competition. I was
when
confirming
I
what you were
never
saying.
Bro, listen.
okay,
That's all I did
yeah,
was
it's not,
confirm you're right. I'm agreeing with
yeah,
you.
Yeah, but you're trying to out trying to
this is not,
outtalk her
No,
yeah,
though.
it's
no, let it
like
go.
what,
Let it go.
yeah, I don't even understand, yo.
Sofa, come on, man, calm down, girl. I'm
Like
sorry, y'all.
what?
My
What
dog is
is
barking.
what is wrong with people, man?
Let's just we all doing
God
good.
damn.
We been on the same page. We all people, you know what I'm saying? We gotta come together. It's all good. Hey, come on, girl, stop. You give me this back, please.
And like Tika said, with the disbanding of the Royal African Company, independent merchants were able to get into the trade. Prior to that point, you had some independent stuff, but it was normally illegal because the Royal African Company owned the charter to these areas to trade slaves. But once that disbanded, it was independent and it was like a free fall. This is why so many of us come from the Bight of Biafra, the Bight of Benin. This is why you see Nigeria so heavily in your, if you ever do a DNA test, you see Nigeria, when in actuality it's more the armpit of Africa than Nigeria proper, but it's still, you know what I mean? That's right.
Yeah, no, my dad's Biafra nerd. You know, he's well, he
Right.
comes from the region, and they, you know, my mom, when she did her genealogy, a good chunk of it came from that region, or like
Right.
specifically from Nigeria when she did her DNA test. You know what I'm saying? And like, I do think it's important to use genealogy, but as a support system upon DNA. I think that we're missing a crucial aspect of utilizing these resources if we're not using all of them. You feel me? Like, and that's what I really want folks to understand when they're using these resources, right? Is like, why should I believe in DNA and not this? And I'm like, you should probably just use both, bro. Like, you know, like they're both vital resources because one holds your Black American culture and then one shows you your DNA and your racial makeup from where you're from. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not competing forces.
I know. I don't understand that either.
Yeah, bro. They always
Hey,
act
why
like
not
it's.
use both? I did both. I
I
found who
always.
my father's father was. I wouldn't have been able to find it just looking at paperwork. I had a
I think
combination to find it.
how many of y'all think that a lot of these panels have ruined discussion? How many?
It has.
I hate to go
All they
off
want
on
to do
this,
is
but
argue.
I always speak what's on my chest and on what's on my heart. And here's the thing. It's like people want to fact check stuff that their side is saying. Why do you need to fact check it? It's just information. Literally speaking, if you are on, a particular side when it comes to certain things, this is not, like I said, this is not a gimme gotcha moment. We don't have to pull up sources for every goddamn thing. It's annoying now. Like, for real.
Are you talking to me? Because this is my other
No,
account.
I wasn't. I was. Oh, that's. I'm sorry if that's you. Yeah. I was referring to that particular display, because in actuality, it's not. It's a situation where we're just providing information. That's it. That's all. I'm not here to tell people what to do, and I'm not. You made a comment about handling adults with kid gloves. Like, what is that about? What is all of that about? Come on, man.
So, I apologize if something I said was taken the wrong way, and I'm sorry you feel that way. But when I hear something, I'm going to look it up just to make sure it's correct. And I did look that information up, and you're correct. I mean, I'm not too sure.
Yeah, but it's the trying to, it's like you were trying to beat her into doing something. Like, I don't know if y'all understand how y'all talk to people and how it comes off. Like, when she was talking, you literally was trying to beat her into saying something, and it was like, that's why she said this is not a competition. We're not disagreeing with each
So
other.
I apologize. I'm not too sure what more.
Okay, no, I'm just saying, what misunderstanding is coming in there.
Yeah. No, I mean, sometimes in the cadence in which I speak, I can come off a certain way, but that wasn't my intent.
We are the world.
Oh
We
yeah,
are.
sorry y'all. I caught that in, but I missed about 20 minutes of it. Sorry, but I'm back though. Well, anybody who haven't got a
Did you
chance to
even
speak?
sleep? How you slept for what? 2 hours, nigga?
Yes, 2 hours and I'm back on the block.
All right.
Nigga
I
was
think
up
we got
since 12 this morning. What the hell?
I'm back on the
America's
block.
blood. America's blood.
We did good earlier. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate you, Danny, holding it down.
Listen, I was trying to 6 o'clock this morning. I was like, oh Lord, it's people saying crazy shit early in the morning. Now I got to wake up early, super early, cuss people out. This is crazy.
Yep, all
This
we
is
get is a nap.
ridiculous.
Yeah, it's not.
All
It's
we get
not.
is a nap.
we doing good though. I feel like this conversation is in a good direction overall. You feel me? Like we was over here rapping about
Oh, it's finna turn. It's finna turn ugly in a minute. Don't worry about it.
Oh, you
Just let
think so?
somebody,
All
cause
right, but
somebody is finna say something stupid. So
it
we just
generally
gonna
has
let it
to.
rock out for right now.
Yeah, you feel me? I mean, yeah, we gonna wait and see. I guess
Man, that's crazy. Yeah. Yeah. So we got anybody who haven't spoke? I know Carlos don't speak. Preach. I mean, America. Blood. You want to touch on the backdrop of the topic or anything you heard?
It say, if you believe it, debate it, then sustain it. Sustain debate and believe in what? Africanism?
Make sure you sustain it. Make
What?
sure you sustain it
What do you
too.
mean by Africanism?
Well, I'm asking, what's the belief in debating and substantiate? What?
Look at the pictures in the prompt and see, it's implied what we're talking about, bro. You look at the Dr.
Yeah,
Yorks and
this
the
is the thing,
Olmec
right?
statues and all that, Louisa. Come on, bro.
See, this is the thing, right? This is what's funny, right? I'm
I
finna tell
ain't
you
been
exactly who
talking
he
to
is
you
when we get done.
niggas, but I'm in mute though.
But this is the funny part. It's like when you have something that clearly says if you believe it, debate it, then sustain it. The first thing they want to come up with is Africanism. Who said anything about African anything?
Yeah.
That's
What
the
y'all
crazy
talking
part to
about
me.
then? What y'all talking about?
Want to talk about
That's
That's
the
what I was
wildest
asking.
thing. We're not talking
And
about
now you
anything.
trying to
Whatever
make
it
it
is that
seem
you
like it's a
the
fucking
thing
joke.
is
Take that
the
wig
thing
off your.
is the thing is don't worry about my wig, baby. That bitch is secure.
I hope
Don't
so.
worry about her. That wig is secure, honey. That glue is laid. Okay, it's melted. Don't worry about her. So anyway, my thing is this. If you believe it, debate it. Don't worry about what Africanism is, because we're not talking about that. Whatever it is that you want to talk about that
Man,
you
what you
believe,
talking about?
then you talk about that. Don't say it's like Africa come out your mouth too much.
Talk the talk,
And
yo.
for
That's what I'm
what
saying. I don't
reason?
see it the other way around. I don't ever see that. I don't ever see what they claim. I think y'all trying to take a book out of the Zionists and make us invisible enemy. I don't ever see the Africans doing what like none of these claims y'all saying they doing, but they always come out of y'all mouth. Americans.
It's like it's like we it's like y'all not stick with your shit. If you're not African, don't worry about what Africans is doing. We ain't even said nothing about an African nothing up here. And all of a sudden you just blew he asked you a question and the first thing you say, what we talking about, Africanism? Huh?
Because y'all were just talking about Africa.
Yeah, I know. And she trying to make you
We
sound
were
like
not
I'm fucking
Hey, he
dumb.
been in the corner.
sit y'all
Like she
dumb.
remedial.
Talk this whole
Yo, I'm gonna
time.
be
What
quiet.
does Africanism
Sit
mean?
y'all dumb.
He been in the
Hold on.
corner
Because
It's
we
a,
silent.
wasn't talking
but
about Africa.
hold on, Danny.
We
It's a
say shit
trigger
about
word.
Africa.
No, but it's just a trigger
We were
for
talking
them.
about
So they're
slavery,
gonna
stupid.
talk about, that they're gonna hear it.
Damn, y'all
It's
dumb.
like Pavlov's
On a
dog.
10-minute rant
That
saying dumb
He
shit.
been in the
keyword,
corner this whole
that
No,
time.
bitch,
keyword.
you said
Hey,
some stupid shit out your
you miss.
mouth. So that's what it is.
FBA, what
Y'all
you
Mhm.
say?
always
I
got
can
Africa in
understand the
y'all mouth. What is the
miseducation.
problem?
Bro, so
That's the
you think
whole
you're Native
It's
point.
American?
America. A
Do you
lot
think
of
you're Native
people read
American?
at a third grade reading level.
Do
So
you think you're
shut
Native
Well,
your
shit,
American?
I
Yeah.
don't know. You tell me, because that's what you read at. Shit.
You don't
You
read
read
at
at a
all.
second grade read level. So what are we
Please. I
talking
read better
about?
than your whole family.
Shit,
My
me.
my my whole family been to the universities. Fuck
Shit,
out of
me,
here.
nigga.
Okay.
You definitely read at third grade
Operative
reading level,
word
because your
been to.
comprehension skills
Hey,
ain't even there.
on your ass, boy.
The fuck?
Yeah, they must have went to a game.
Yeah,
Must have went to a
fucking
football
dog.
game. He said they been to the university. You got to listen to him. Keyword.
Dumbass niggas.
So yeah,
Damn.
if you haven't believed, then just we can debate it and you can substantiate it. Substantiate it meaning to prove it's true with evidence. What do you believe in? Are you a Pretendian? Are you a Hotep? Are you an Israelite? Are you a Moor? Which one are you?
I'm an American that stand up for the Americans.
Okay, what's your ethnicity?
I'm Asiatic.
Oh, so you Islam. What are you? NOI?
Nah, my religious practice is Islamic. But no,
That's what I'm
I'm not
saying. That's
down
where you
with
get
the
so
NOI.
see. So like what Teeka said was so true, and I don't, and I'm sorry, just to let y'all know, we never gonna go nowhere in these conversations, but that's what I'm trying to prove. I'm trying to prove that in beliefs, people treat their beliefs. She said something like factual. What we present is factual information. People treat their beliefs like factual information. This is what they've accepted as true. This is what the definition of faith, belief, all of these are synonymous, and this is what they have done. So when I don't expect these conversations to get nowhere, I'm just trying to shed light on that. Right? As long as we hold true to these ideologies, we'll never be able to unite, right? Because he's not of African descent. He's Asiatic, right? Because his beliefs require him to be an Asiatic, ironically, black
My
man.
beliefs don't make me Asiatic, though. It's
Okay,
not a thing.
what makes you Asiatic then?
Oh my God.
See that's where y'all get it twisted. Y'all know shit about
Correctly.
America's blood. Hold on, hold on.
nationalities,
Were
the
you a
nation of people in the
5%er?
world.
Ain't you? Weren't you a 5% at one point?
I was never a 5%er.
Oh, that's
Don't
so
lie.
That's what you said. You
I
said
never
that in
said that.
OHF
You
one
never heard me
time.
say I was a 5%. I never claimed none of that, yo.
The Asiatic thing is more sounds simple, dog.
Are you were saying you're Asiatic,
Hold
so
on, hold
what?
on.
I mean, it's understandable if y'all racist. I could deal with it.
No, why do you think you're an
You know?
Asiatic, brother?
Why
do
do
you
I
think you're an
think?
Asiatic?
I know.
Who told you
I
that?
think you don't think, you know.
Yeah, you do think
How
it.
do you know
Just
you're
like you
Asiatic?
know you African.
No,
You know
no. I
you
mean, but why are
African
you
and know
calling
you
yourself
of
an
African
Asiatic?
descent.
Where
I
are you
know
from
who
in
my
That's
family
that.
is.
That's that noble Drew Ali.
It is.
Why y'all bringing up people that nobody's speaking on?
That was the stupidest shit I ever heard.
That's just
Oh
stupid.
my God.
You probably ain't even graduate high school.
I graduated, baby. Did you graduate 8th grade? Oh,
No, America's blood.
I gotta
No,
go to work.
please.
I ain't got time for you imbeciles. Have a good
yeah.
No,
one.
I mean, but why do you
I don't
think
see
you're an
Yeah,
the
Asiatic?
please
imbecile in
go
you. It's
take.
the
Please,
projection for
yeah.
me.
Why do you think you're
It's
an
the
Asiatic, brother?
projection for me.
No, he
Like
had
they
to go
love to
take.
project.
No, he had to go give that baby a snack. That's what the baby in there screaming.
Right.
Bring that
Like
baby some juicy
he
juice.
projects so much all the time, and it's ridiculous. It's sad, to be honest with you. It's crazy.
That's not an insult. If a child is in the background crying and screaming, then a parent needs to be attentive. He left. He did the right thing. Damn, y'all are just some really
Yeah,
overly
RJ, you
sensitive
sensitive. Whoever you
assholes.
are, RJ Hope, you're
Okay, that's not an
sensitive.
insult. That's not an insult. You obviously are not a good parent. That's what parents do. Your child is crying in the background. You need to go tend to them. Find out if somebody fell
So
off the bunk bed
somebody
or if they
somebody
need
pointing that
something to
out is
eat.
not a problem. Somebody
The
somebody
hell?
pointing it out is not a problem. Ain't nobody called that baby no names, did they? Stupid. I hate RJ. You're dumb. Oh shit. Y'all are weird. But anyway,
Yeah, so let's see. Y'all tap the screen. Let's see if we can get some get in the algorithm, see if we can get some more opposition up here. I'm tired of the same old. I'm not the same. We have some new ones, but America Blood, he definitely a recycled pseudo. Yeah, let's just tap the screen for us. Let's do the thing where I don't even know how to remove the chat, Danny. Can you do it? Can we do that? Let's just get the
okay, I got you. You
and
need
let's
it.
run it up to
Okay, don't worry about it.
15. That should do it. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, good quick
Yeah, y'all
15.
talking a little too much on here. Hold on. Why they ain't do it? Hold on.
Ran all the real ones out the panel.
You
See,
just
you need
did
to
it.
come up. Let me send him an invite before he leaves. I sent you an invite right
What's up,
before you left
everybody?
here. What's up? What's up, culture?
Well, it's not
It's
doing it. I
OHF.
don't know what's going on.
What's up with you? It's not doing it.
No, for some reason it's not letting me turn the chat off.
He said keep the comments. Let's get these.
Oh,
Let's get
you
the
cut
light.
him
But let's
off.
give us a chance. We'll give you. Okay, yeah, run him up. He said he. Oh, I think y'all both turned him off at the same time. So
Oh, we
probably.
turn. Oh, okay.
Yeah, one
Okay,
person
my
turned him
bad.
off.
My bad.
Yeah, we don't want to. We
So
don't
who
want
gonna
to.
turn them off? Whoever gonna turn them off, go ahead and turn them off, cause
Yeah, this is the thing about me. I'm not trying to run them off. They run themselves off because they can't handle the criteria for correctness. We got to be able to find a metric for what's truth. Just keep on yapping and monologuing without providing any kind of source. That's not what we do anymore. That's played out. We stopped doing that with in 2015 when the meme game maxed out. After that, it's like books, primary sources, reputable sources. We should know this by now. I think y'all just in that outdated frame of mind, and you got to step it up. So yeah, they run when they don't want to, when they can't meet those criteria, because once again, these are beliefs. This is what people accept as true. It's not what actually true. We're just exposing what that does. So now Black people can be native to America because you can just say anything is what you believe. We'll never be able to prove them incorrect, even with their own sources. They can pull up a source, we can go through it, read its entirety, can say something different than they interpret it to say, and they'll still be a pretending at the end of the day. So, but we want to give them a chance. I love to have the counter arguments just to show how lacking in their senses they are. We got to expose this because we got to show what anti-intellectualism looks like. It's embarrassing. It looks like they own Tunchi, if y'all know what that is. All right. Y'all close to getting the likes back. Oh, there you go. Appreciate that. You see, I did that 200 real quick. Y'all must got some drama going on in the comments. Let me read them. But yeah. Zanj, hello, how you doing? You want to touch on the backdrop?
Yes. My belief system, I am a Gullah supremacist. So, the starting, the beginning, the end, we are all that. When it comes to my people, we are the one is us, and nobody can refute it. I'm a Gullah supremacist.
I think it's funny y'all say that. I'm gonna leave that one alone. I mean, because I like that you feel good about yourself. I like that. But that's what's up. If that's how you feel.
Well, you can't. You still can't refute it though, Kudjoe. So
yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Absolutely can.
Like 16, 19, 16, 19 versus 15,
the oldest
26.
continuous Black community in the United States is Tidewater Creoles. That's in Virginia.
The oldest fully formed community.
See, what makes the Gullah different
fully formed,
is the Gullah descent from recently imported Africans. Yeah, they do.
No, what recently imported African?
They were later.
Please.
No, they was not. How was they later when they?
I mean,
please.
They were later.
Please prove it.
Sierra Leone,
no, they weren't.
And they were isolated.
Sierra
You're just
Leone
talking about an isolated population.
Like
what are you
the people in
then,
Charleston would be just as African.
They also brought a lot of people late.
It wouldn't be no different.
They were also the latest legal slave trade too. Because they were the only state that legalized slave trade after 1798. So in the 1800s, they were the only state that brought people in legally, and they tried to get as many as they could. So there's a big wave of like rice coast cultivation in the latter half of the 1700s.
Yeah, that's true.
But then South Carolina has the most slaves too, so they also had an early start. So
they imported more Africans
than
anywhere else.
Way more than everybody else.
Yep.
So Virginia is the first though. Virginia's the first.
It's not, but it's okay.
South Carolina.
So when we're talking about a fully formed community, it's not Tidewater Creole.
It is, absolutely. I mean, it don't make a difference, though. Let's not talk about that. That's not important.
It's true, though. But if you look at, like, all of those slave auction advertisements from the Windward Coast, they're all for South Carolina, like the 1763, 1770s, 1780s. They need rice coast cultivators. So a big chunk of those people came from Senegambia, Sierra Leone in the latter half. That's why you see that culture there is so strong, because it was part of the last wave in. Yeah, so usually the last group that comes has the strongest legacy of the culture.
So
you
when
can see it in South Carolina.
When we're talking about waves, I can say.
Whereas like Virginia, that Igbo, they came like in the early 1700s. But most of the groups that came in the early 1700s, you don't see any remnants visible, like strong remnants of the culture, like you would in places that came like within the last 200 years.
Yeah, but still,
a lot of that Sierra Leone people came within the latter half of the 18th century, the very beginning of the 19th century.
It was still way earlier and formed prior to any Tidewater Creole. Tidewater Creole wasn't even a thing when Gullah was formed.
Not a Tidewater Creole.
Y'all can fact check.
No,
that's what my
Creole.
research told me.
Tidewater Creole. There's 600-year history. The Gullah Geechees only have a 300-year history.
What? We have more than 600 years history on Tidewater Creole. Oh yeah, y'all got
300-year history.
Substantiate
My
that.
mother's one of them.
Substantiate that.
300.
Please
It's
do.
not 600 years.
Please do.
It's not
Please
600
do.
years. It's not. It's just. It's.
Hold on, if
But
y'all
look,
keep screaming, hold on, Halim, hold on, Halim, hold on. Because if you're screaming we only got 550 years in America. How do they have a 600-year history? How does that fucking work? That's going into some pseudo shit now. You finna start going into pseudo.
Because the Portuguese, that's where that word came from, and the Portuguese has a history that's over
The Portuguese
500
came.
years
Wait, wait,
old.
wait, 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 wait.
600 years
They
What?
though.
created that
What
word, the
word?
Creole.
Wait a minute. I
The
thought we were only here
Portuguese
for
did.
5. See, this
Just
is
like
where
they created
y'all
Negro.
this is where y'all fuck up at with these pseudos.
No,
Because
that's
now
where
y'all
you
don't even
fuck up
know
at. That's where
y'all
you
don't even
fuck
know
up.
the y'all don't even know what y'all talking about. Because now we talking about 600. Now, what is 600? Like what time period would that be?
Okay, let me give you a time period between 500 and 600 years. That is the Creole's history. The Gullah Geechee, a little over 300, maybe 320 years.
No.
The Creole
500.
history is older
Let's really
than
talk
the
about
See,
it.
Gullah
this what I be
Geechee
talking
history.
about.
You so y'all can't
Kudjoe,
talk
you
about
were
the
right.
Bahamian
You're
archipelago
absolutely right.
without
Listen, this
putting
is why
Gullah
you
people
can't
in it.
talk to an Afrocentric
But
person
I'm confused.
about stuff
If
like
they don't
this
want to believe it, that's on
because
them.
now he's pushing the history to 600 years now. And
Well,
now
just
you're
jump on
going
your
to give
computer.
people
Jump on your
ammo to
computer.
say
Look
that
it
they
up.
were here. See that there go that ammo
I'm not
they're
saying
gonna
that.
start using that dumbass shit.
I'm
No,
Okay.
saying
but
around
see, if
1650.
you
Y'all
see it,
got it.
bring it up.
What's
Bring it up,
happening?
see.
I'm not making that
See,
claim.
I know
600
it's
years,
not
that's
much
not true.
traffic happening. In the 1500s, there's not much happening. In the 1600s, it's still not much happening. So most of the displays are coming in the 1700s. So, like, I know we like to say, it's after Columbus, but you don't have a lot of people, though. It's not a lot of people. These are small, infinitesimal settlements of very, very few people. It's not this massive influx of people in the 1500s, especially the early 1500s. It's the latter half of the 1500s in the Caribbean, and they still got to replace that labor source because sugarcane production was rough. So they got to constantly bring in more labor. Then labor unallies. It's a rebellion. They got to bring in more labor. It's kind of like, they're not. The population is not exploding in most of these places, and most of that traffic is going to Spanish America, which is South
I'm finna
America.
say if we gonna talk about it,
Yeah.
1565, wasn't they in Florida?
Pretty like nothing happened in North America. That's the people what people get. Even that these things are very 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 these whatever little settlements they had, most of them didn't survive. It's very very little traffic happened in North America because it's no real reason for North America because in the 1500s they're focused on sugarcane production and mining. Right, so like you got to remember, like the Spanish are focused on sugarcane production, Portuguese especially, and then the Spanish are focused on mining. In those days, they're not really focused on subtropical. It's no real rice yet. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not focused on those things yet. So it's going to be like in the 1700s when you see all that traffic happening. So for the most part, most of our ancestors came in the 1700s, unless you're from Virginia. Your ancestors probably came in the 1700s, unless you have roots in Virginia. There's nothing really happened in North America until the mid 1700s for the most part. That's where most of our traffic comes. So everything starts way later than people like to say. I know people keep saying 400 years, but it's not much happened in North America 400 years ago.
And that's why I only give myself 250 years because I know my people came 250 years.
Also,
Before
again,
slavery.
I understand that people only think Gullah Geechee people are rice people, but we were also doing other textiles,
Yep.
cotton as
Cotton, we
well.
definitely because my people were doing
So
cotton.
it wasn't just rice,
Cotton was later. Rice was later. Indigo was first.
It wasn't. We would you
Indigo was first. Indigo
okay?
was the first cash crop in South
Okay.
Carolina. Rice
So
came later.
but I
And
didn't
then
even get to
it
finish
was
on my
indigo and
list.
sugar.
I
And,
wasn't finished on the list,
I mean, I'm
but
not.
go off.
I ain't
But we
trying to win
don't
no
we
race.
don't we don't speak about the Bahamian archipelago, do we? We
I
don't speak
mentioned
about
it.
that, right? Where
I mentioned how they
Gullah
came from
people, because
Barbados.
we were already labeled Gullah before we even got over here. But people don't like to talk about it because of the
I mean, which group was labeled Gullah?
ah.
Which group?
See,
See,
but
Gullah
again,
aren't one
Tidewater.
group.
If we
These people
actually
aren't
want to look
one
at
group
it,
of Africans. We
Tidewater
have
actually
several different
borrows Gullah
Africans.
to formate their language, right? Right.
No, there were
Well,
several. There
let's
wasn't
not.
one type of
It
African.
was. It
No, it
is. If
wasn't.
you actually look up the Creole that's
No, the
spoken in the
earliest
Tidewater
Gullah
Creek
would have been
region,
probably
it
from
is based
Angola.
off of Gullah, sweetheart.
The earliest Gullah
We can
would have
actually do
been more
that.
than likely from Angola. More than likely. That's where the earliest Africans who came into South Carolina. When you
Sir,
talk about the Stono
There's a lot
Rebellion,
of Syrian
nobody mentions the
Leone
Gullah
too.
because that wasn't a thing. It
sir,
It
wasn't.
they
wasn't
were
just
they
Angola. There was a
When you
lot of
talk about the
Sierra
Stono
Leone.
he
Rebellion, there's no
exactly,
mention
but
of
he don't
Gullah.
want to talk about that because he
I
has his
mean,
thing in him. He
no,
don't want to
I mean,
beef
I'm
with
not
somebody
trying to win
else
a race.
because he
I'm
feels
just
like
concerned
Virginia
about
is
the
king.
truth.
Virginia ain't king. I'm
No,
sorry to
no,
tell you.
no, Virginia isn't the king. Virginia isn't the king. It isn't. But that area between Maryland and Georgia is where all of our people are from. I'm not trying to, I didn't say I'm a Virginia supremacist
No,
because
I
I'm
said I'm
not.
a Gullah
I didn't
supremacist.
say that. I'm
I
just
stated
pointing
that.
out factual information.
But you,
During
it's
the
not
Stoner
factual.
Rebellion,
Tidewater does
nobody
not
mentioned Gullah.
predate Gullah.
They were
It
from
doesn't predate
Angola.
Gullah.
And
It
some people
does
think
not
that's where it comes
I
predate
mean,
from.
Gullah
most of all my
people.
people came from. I don't.
It
Yeah, I
doesn't.
mean, yeah,
I
quite a
don't know who was
few.
our. I'm
South
just trying to
Carolina
figure out the
imported more
Syrian.
Africans than anywhere else.
But we're not talking
However,
about
by the 1800s,
importation. We're not
Virginia
talking
had
about
the largest black
importation.
population.
I'm talking about Gullah people predating Tidewater Creole.
They
We
don't.
predate them. We
They
do.
absolutely don't.
We absolutely do.
They
When?
absolutely don't. I read it.
We absolutely do.
Don't.
Hold
Mother's
on, let's
wonderful.
see what you got to say, y'all. We
Geechee
hear it in more
people,
debates.
Ngola people, the Gullah is Gulla, was also a name that they actually called us. And if you even look into the trade routes of the people and the amalgamation of the tribes that actually came over here, they were stating them as Gullah people because of the creolization of us, right? And those 20 some odd Negroes that they stole came from where? The population of Gullah people from the Bahamas and all of those the portion of the archipelago.
No, they
So
were
we
from
predate
Angola.
y'all, right? The creolized language was already spoken, right? They called it Sea Island Creole prior to before Taiwan was
There
even
was no,
thought of. But it's okay.
South Carolina.
We're not talking about South
No, South
Carolina.
Carolina didn't
I didn't say
exist.
anything about South
That was
Carolina, did I?
1663.
Did I? Did
So
I
in
say
order for that,
anything about South Carolina?
you're connecting. You're saying
Did
that they were
I
Gullah
say
people, but they
anything
were in
about
Virginia.
South
They weren't in Long
Carolina?
Island.
I said
They were
the Bahamian
Angola.
archipelago. I said nothing about South Carolina.
The Gullah people is just that's just people think it. Some people
No.
think that the word comes from Angola. Some people say it comes from a
Think.
people called Angola.
Some people
It's
think.
various theories on where the word itself comes from. However, during the Stoner Rebellion,
Think.
when these
You're just speaking of the Stono. You're speaking of the Stono.
revolted and tried to make it to Florida, they were not Gullah. They did not call themselves Gullah. That's just not true.
Sir, they weren't Tidewater.
No, they weren't. They weren't.
Exactly.
But
So why
Tidewater
are you? So
existed.
why
Who
are
knows
you
a lot about?
trying to
The
attach
Tidewater
it
existed
to the
prior to
Stono
that.
Rebellion?
Prior to the
So
Stoner
I have a question for
Rebellion.
y'all though.
Prior to the Stoner
Not
Rebellion.
this. I know y'all building, but who knows a lot about Tidewater people? Anybody in the live know about? Because I really want to have
I can
a
bring some
direct
in.
discussion about somebody who knows a lot about the Tidewater. I think we should just have a whole tutorial on this. There's so much false information about Gullah, the Tidewater Creek. I've been, I look online, but I'm skeptical about online. I like to hear from people, the real people as well, who can tell you about the first hand history. So, but does anybody know about them? How they tie into the history? The Tidewater Creek
No,
people.
I'm gonna have to go get a cousin.
I can bring a couple of them in. I will send them the live, and they will let you know that we predate them. But it's okay.
Well, I'm an all-out beast, so I'm ready.
But yeah, I'm gonna get you down, so I don't give a damn about none of that.
I have Gullah Geechee lineage as well. Through Jacksonville, North Carolina.
I mean,
One of my
I think
grandfathers
I got a
moved from
line.
the
I
coast.
think I got at least one line coming out of Virginia. But
What?
that's just one line. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, but that stands to reason because that's
But
how
I
it
think all of
typically
the
is.
ones that's coming out of Virginia is the white people.
That's
They ain't
possible
black.
too.
them
That's
the
possible
slave
too.
masters.
But Virginia did have the largest black population in 1800, almost double in South Carolina.
Oh, just
Maryland
a
had
friendly.
a
It's a friendly little banter about Tidewater Creoles and Gullah Geechee.
I
Don't
mean,
worry
I
about
shouldn't have
it,
said nothing. I shouldn't have
Joe.
said nothing. My bad. I should have just left that alone.
Hey,
Because
look.
it ain't really
Some
no
people
corner
go. Well,
class.
yeah. I think we teaching these niggas a little too much. But hey, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes that information got to get out
Yeah,
there.
the Gullah are not the oldest group.
Not
Okay.
even close.
We actually are.
North Carolina blacks are older.
You
The
you feel
Tidewater,
you feel
around
you feel
Elizabeth
as if
City,
Tidewater Creoles are
the
actually
what you call it, Hatteras Islands. Those people, those will be a
sir.
much
What?
longer lineage than the Gullah.
What? Okay. All right. But again,
But
Gullah
I mean,
people are
they
not
have more.
modern.
They have more
It's
African
not
retention.
new.
I mean, big
No,
up
no,
to
no.
them.
It's not
Hey,
new though.
cousin.
That's the part that gets me. It's not new. Gullah is not a new thing. And for you to state that Tidewater Creole
Predate
is
the
older
Gullah by,
than Gullah, it does
probably
not
like
predate the Gullah.
120
You
years at
gotta show
least.
that to me. You gotta show it to
Okay,
me,
I can show it to you.
please.
Okay.
So Key, I'm gonna catch you up. So Kojo, I told him that I was a Gullah supremacist, right? Just jokingly because we ain't had no opposition up here. And Kojo's stance is that Tidewater Creole outdate or predate Gullah Geechee people.
I'm finna let them come up. I'm finna drop real quick because I gotta make a phone call anyway. So y'all got it.
I was trying to bring Mingo in here so that because OHF wants to actually speak about Tidewater Creole and the information surrounding it as well. But Kojo is going to prove that the Tidewater Creole predate Gullah Geechee people.
These fights is good though a little bit, only because I think it makes everybody remember this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like if we just hear like information, we might remember some of it, but I think if we remember it through like a back and forth, a passionate back and forth, we'll all be able to kind of have a more developed understanding. So I don't know. I kind of like a little bit of ruffle the feathers a little bit. I think it's a lot of takeaways when you have that kind of discussion. So
I'm not trying to argue. I'm not trying to argue with my people. That I shouldn't have said it. I should have just left it alone.
bro, listen, me and you had some passionate debates in Clubhouse, man. So like, this is what it is. You gotta, you like to cover the history that's not traditional, not the standard conventional stuff. So I think, I learned a lot from you from there. Because a lot of times we cover this stuff very conventionally.
Yeah,
that's what the Britannians push back on us because we, they say this is conventional history, and then when you come and your angles be a little different, but it'd be mathing because it's just out the box. It's out the box, but it's still facts that we didn't know. It's little known facts. So we come and thinking about rice, and then you come and say no, indigo was the first.
Yeah, indigo was,
and then indigo was the second crop. Even when rice was at its booming, indigo was still right after rice, right? And indigo is also my ancestors group. You know what I mean? So it's all the stuff we don't talk about, but like you'll bring that stuff up too. So that's good that we're learning it.
Can I say something?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so he said that the Tidewater Creoles were first before the Gullahs.
Yes.
Well, what I would say is they were recorded first, but they weren't first.
Okay.
And I think that's what it is. Historically, they were recorded, like written first, but they're not first.
I mean,
We're
their
first.
population. You had a population of Tidewater Creoles before there was a Carolina territory.
You guys were recorded
I mean, there was.
historically, but you guys weren't first. And the reason why, because most people couldn't come to our areas because of what was going on. They did not want to inhabit our areas because our areas was infested. So a lot of those Europeans that did the recording in that area is that okay? They're gonna do Tidewater Creole first, but no, we were first.
What's the earliest record of Gullah Geechee? Does anybody know the earliest record?
Well, my record for my family started in the 1600s.
So what's the earliest record? How would you know the Gullah Geechee? How are you verifying the Gullah Geechee?
Because
Is it through oral
I
tradition?
live in my culture. I stay in the area. I'm from the Sea Islands as well as the salt and the sweet water. So I'm in the culture.
But I'm saying how you verify those
lineage. That's
ancestors?
my
Specific
entire
ancestors.
lineage.
Did you hear my question, ma'am? How are you verifying those specific ancestors are Gullah Geechee? Like what documents are you
I live
looking
in
at
my
that verify those ancestors?
culture. When a person,
I understand the cultural part, but
Yeah,
man, like I'm talking
no.
about in terms of how are you verifying those specific ancestors' lineage? You know what I'm saying? Like I get you culture, but like how are you verifying that specific
oral
piece of information?
traditions.
Oral tradition, okay.
Live in the low country, document. If you come to South Carolina right now where I'm at, we have a whole bunch of historical stuff recorded dated, as well as you can go to the African American Museum. So I live in my culture. I don't have a lineage coming up out of it. I'm born and raised in the area. I've been around the elders.
These kind of discussions, I guess for me, in these kind of discussions, I guess I like to make a distinction on like how we're arriving at the
There's a
conclusions.
difference of somebody say I have a lineage. You can't tell a person who born and raised in their culture about their culture. You having a
No,
lineage
but
means you
you can
look it up.
ask for specifics,
Meaning
man.
you
That's fair.
did
That's fair
either
game.
DNA or you basically looked it up. Or you basically find out you had one or two relatives. Somebody who is born in their culture is not the same as somebody having a lineage.
But so let me remind you. You just said that Gullah Geechee predates Tidewater, and I'm just trying to
I
figure out
know that's not what I said.
what
What
your
I said was it's
they existed
Tidewater
before.
Creole was recorded first. I didn't
I
say
got you.
that it predated. I said they were. That's why it
No,
seems
I
like
heard you, man. I
they were
heard what you
first.
said. I repeated what you said exactly. You said the Gullah Geechee predated them, but the Tidewater Creek, or
I
Tidewater,
said the reason why you think
hold on, man.
that
Let me get it out. Can I get it out, man? Can I get it out? Let me get it out. The Tidewater, they were documented earlier, but you said the Gullah Geechee
were
predate them, and I was
first,
just
right?
so ma'am, let me get it out. So I want to know what are you doing to conclude to arrive at that conclusion? What methodology? What information? That's what I want to like to know, because I'm here to learn, but I want to know the specifics of how you arrived at that conclusion. And I know BlackWater's up here. I know he knows a lot about this topic too. So that's all. I'm just curious. I'm asking the questions because I just want to find the answers about how you arrived at those answers. If it's just oral tradition, I got it. But if it's something outside of oral tradition, we do want those insights.
So while she's taking a break, thanks, host and Dora, the moderator that brought me up. Hello to everyone on the panel. I'll be brief. Kudjoe is correct. The history of the Tidewater Creoles pre-exist the Gullah Geechee culture. And it doesn't take very much to arrive at that. And I'd be happy to. I'm still here at my office, but I'd be happy to present data that supports it. But at any rate, yeah, Kudjoe is absolutely right. The Tidewater Creoles, and I'm not speaking as a Tidewater Creole. If Kudjoe or anyone else here wants to interrupt, and I'm more than willing to yield the floor. But in this particular instance, the Tidewater Creole started, if you would, gaining or building their culture, I would guess, and relatively soon after the Jamestown was settled. And then, if we also just refer to a timeline, we then know that it was 50 years later that the city of Charleston was founded through the grant, of course, by King Charles. And initially there were some Africans that were brought over from the Caribbean into Charleston, but as I mentioned, that was about 50 years later after the documentation for the Tidewater Creoles existence. And so just wanted to contribute that, and I guess that's about it. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to shut down the discussion or the conversation. Just thought that I'd contribute here. Everyone got quiet, and so hell, I just stepped down. I have that toxic way of messing up people's panels. I apologize, guys.
No one is going to argue with you, but like I say, record it.
Right, ma'am. But hear me out. And I heard that I can hear your accent, and I know that you are here in the area. But beyond recording, the one thing that we do know is that there is no recording of Gullah Geechee culture, during the prior to 1670, right? And we know
Because
that
we were
because
isolated.
Ma'am, just if you would allow me, we weren't isolated at that point. We didn't exist at that point in the Carolinas. The Carolina colony didn't exist at that point, and so it's difficult argument to make that we're isolated when, in fact, there's no presence of Gullah Geechee people in these islands. And actually, I'm over at Savannah now, about to leave and head back over to Hilton Head home. But
Okay.
but yeah, the culture didn't exist at that point, respectfully.
Because I want to know.
Oh, what's going on, y'all? I got quiet. I'm on it.
Mr. Are we able to agree to that, however?
No, we agree. We agree to that.
Okay.
Late 1600s.
Yes, ma'am.
But y'all saying that the Tidewater Creole existed in 1500. So
No, we're not saying 1500s. I'm a little bit more precise, with when I'm mentioning timelines and dates, etc. And so I mentioned a specific date.
Oh, I didn't hear the specific.
Okay, that's okay, and I apologize.
Yeah.
Sometimes I mumble and think that I'm talking out loud. That's what happens with old age, and that's as well my attempt at being humorous. But at any rate, 1670 is when it is that the city of Charleston was founded. There is documentation to support the fact that there's documentation to support that the Tidewater Creoles predated 1670, thereby henceforth, prior to the development of a Gullah Geechee culture and the point in which it is that for me to stop talking, or I'm not, I'm just a bit confused. I keep hearing you interject while I'm speaking. And so is that, I know that locally here, people will start talking to stop you from talking. Is that the intent right now? Is it? Because if so, I don't mind yielding. Okay. All right. Well, with that in mind, peace and blessings.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, my bad. I just muted you. Just because you got some background noise. That's probably what it be. I just muted you. Go ahead. You can continue, Warner.
That's okay. And that's about it. And so, as I mentioned, it's not this is not based on my understanding of South Carolina history, the Gullah Geechee history, and the history of the transatlantic slave trade. I certainly don't know it all. Don't know 2% of it probably, but I know enough to be able to confidently to state, based on the timelines, solely, if nothing more, that the Tidewater Creoles pre-existed the Gullah Geechee, because if you recall, what the historical record as well demonstrates is that there were, even in 1670, at the establishment of Charleston, there was not an immediate, if you would, influx of enslaved Africans, here in the area. We'll kind of look to the early 1700s, and then even more importantly, into the 1720s, 30s, and then into the middle of the 1700s is where it is that there's really, the transatlantic slave trade relative to the development of plantations here in this particular area that really took off, et cetera. And now, we're pushing on, well over 100 years, where it is that the Tidewater Creole had already existed, et cetera. But once again, I'll yield the floor to Kudjoe or whomever else it is. But that's my understanding, and I'm certainly more than willing to be corrected, with some data. But this one's a hard one to argue against, because you'd have to be able to place enslaved Africans here in these islands prior to 1670 at the very worst, and that's not possible. And so with that in mind, I see someone asking, what about 1526? There is no data of one of our enslaved brothers and sisters that were brought over to San Miguel de Guadalupe. They're in Georgetown after they burnt the settlement, and De Leon, as well as the other colonists, or many of the other colonists that he came with, returned to and left, if you would, that attempt at a settlement and left. Of course, the record does show that not all, but some of the enslaved, approximately 100 enslaved Africans that they brought, many of them, or some of them, some particular number, we don't know exactly what that number is, based on my understanding, did escape, etc. But after escaping, there is no record at all of what literally became of those people. It's now just the speculation that they joined the Kiowa, that they may have joined some of the other Native American tribes that were in and around the area of Georgetown at that particular point. Maybe the Santee, maybe the Kiowa, maybe even, in fact, further down, some of the other tribes. But there is no historical record that supports precisely what became of those individuals. And so for those that attach themselves to 1526, it is a hell of an argument to be able to make, and I'd love to see those that that make that claim, make the claim, and then tie themselves to those particular individuals. And I know that I've kind of veered off a bit, but at any rate, with that in mind, I just was sitting in the background here, trying to finish my day up, heard an interesting conversation, and thought that I'd come up and contribute the very little that I'm able to contribute, and I appreciate each of you for allowing me to do so.
So I'm gonna say this. When I stated that Gullah Geechee predates Tidewater Creole, I used that and I stated the Bahamian or the Bajan is one of them. It's Bahamian archipelago, right? We know that prior to us even making it to the U.S., we were on the Caribbean islands. We were already formulating what we call Gullah today in combination to Basel English, Basel Portuguese, Basel Spanish, if you actually want to go back linguistically. Tidewater Creole takes their Africanisms or the African portion of their language directly from Gullah people. We were formatted prior to them. The formulation of us was created. Yes, Gullah came later in itself, the name, but we started off prior to them to fully form an actual people group. Because today it's still debatable if they're actually a full people group with everything culturally sound connected to them. That's why I stated I'm not talking about South Carolina. If we're talking about people as a settlement that's actually successful, Virginia, successfully, yes. But formation of a Tidewater Creole, absolutely not.
Mic check. Kudjoe.
While Kudjoe gets his mic, operating, I just wanted to mention to Sister Zanj, and I apologize, Zanj. I am not either equipped nor prepared to either support or dispute your claim, your understanding of history there, and that may very well be the history I was really speaking of specifically as you just delineated with respect to here culturally and along the corridor, and in particular, in the islands here, et cetera. And so you may very well be accurate in that. And as I mentioned, I just don't have the understanding nor the knowledge of being able to either dispute it or to concur with your statement, but it sounds like it perhaps is a feasible statement at the very same time. And so I just wanted to make certain that, I didn't come up to challenge you, sister. I just heard the conversation and thought that I'd come up and share my understanding of our history, given the fact that we're both, of the Gullah Geechee people, et cetera. So, with that in mind, thank you for enlightening me with respect to your position, however.
I have nothing to say. Zaj, you want to go ahead or you was done?
Oh yeah, let Zanj got it. That's the historian right there. Y'all put Zanj back on the goddamn big screen.
Give me a second, y'all. Give me a second. I'm trying to do 50 million things. Trying to wash clothes. Give me a second.
So while we're taking that break, Miss Rowe, and I know, most people are unlike me. I don't mind identifying who it is or where it is that I am, and then who it is that I am. I guess has been released on this app through some individuals, some little boys that didn't have anything better to do than. But at any rate, I hear your accent. I know that you are here in the corridor, and you don't have to tell me precisely where. But if I was to guess around SJ, or I'm sorry, JI or the other JI, that area, would it be accurate? Sister Rowe, are you there?
What area?
I said JI or JI. Didn't want to say James Island or John's Island. Are you around that area by chance?
Now I am.
Okay, yeah, like you said, I just like picking out accents, right? As as Zanj know, and perhaps others here in the app, that you can drive a distance of just 15, 20 minutes here, and we have these different accents, but they are so closely related that we're able to tell the difference, but people coming from the outside think that it's all the same. And so I heard your accent, and God, man, that's pretty good. I pegged you fairly accurately, but is it accurate to say as well? And you don't have to tell it, like I said, if you don't want to. Is it accurate to say, however, that you were birthed in the Gullah Geechee corridor as well?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, no, thank you for sharing that. I'm gonna make certain that I also follow you. But this is just so interesting. I was just talking here recently. I think, in fact, with Sea Island here about the accents of some of her people from around the area that we call Poki, and it's Pocataligo and Kusahachi, right, etc. That those accents are so very different, and you go another 10 or 15 miles, and the accent is even different. But once again, from ears listening from the outside, can't tell the difference. But here, we talk about, lovingly, of course, about the different accents. Did you experience that in your growing up, or is it that I'm just so very old that that I'm talking about a different day and different age?
They kind of like didn't want us to speak Geechee because they told us that it was inappropriate.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But I'm saying, are you able to tell the difference of the accent of someone on James Island, say from someone down around Beaufort, and then going on? I'm sorry.
Like Zaj, her accent is more than
Yes.
mine because she's from the island. She's from the St. Helena Island.
Yeah.
So you can definitely tell the difference.
Right, absolutely. I'm asking, whether you can. However, I doubt, and I might be wrong. I doubt, but and I may be wrong. Most of the individuals that are sitting and listening that are not affiliated with this area can't tell the difference between those accents, etc. And then they'll ask, well, why is it referring to me? And why is it that you don't have an accent? Well, how we roll around here. I'll walk out of my office tonight here, and business is done, and I'll drop down into my local accent. And so at any rate, just an
I
interesting.
was gonna ask.
I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna ask. Can you like? I know it's kind of hard to go back. I don't know if it's hard to go back and forth, but I wanted to say like, can you do your accent? Cause we rarely hear you speaking in Gullah.
And I do that for a particular reason.
I get it, and I just wanted
Yeah.
I just want to know if you could like just
Yep.
demonstrate a little bit.
Code switching. We be code switching.
Absolutely, that's exactly what it is. And so, for those that aren't aware, That's what it is that I do. I code switch. I've had to do it for quite some time, etc. But it doesn't mean that when I, get up here, turn the lamp off on my desk and walk out of that door, that I don't have what it is that my parents, grandparents, great grandparents, great great grandparents, great 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 grandparents, and I can keep on down the line. How I don't have what it is that what they had as well. It's just that as Sister Thrive mentioned, there were periods in time in which it is that we were encouraged not to use our dialect because there were many that were really naive that thought because of our speech patterns that we might have been, if you would, that it was, if you would, not an inviting thing to do, etc. Well, of course, these days have changed fairly drastically, etc. But yeah, that's exactly what it is that we do. We code switch.
I have a question, Blackwater. So, because my people are from Wartmalaw, so my question is, do they have the same accent as James Island and Johns Island?
And that I would say, and I'll let Sister Rowe speak more specifically about that. But I would say that the accents there in Wadmalaw, James Island, Johns Island area, that that there is no differentiation. However, those three islands, if you were to and then even down to the south of that to Kiowa Island and then Edisto Island, similarly situated, but just to further drive down just a few more miles, out of then, which is Charleston County, and to Beaufort County, etc. The accents are just drastic. Well, I say drastically. They are noticeably different for those of us that know local accents. Yes.
Yeah, it's the same. It's watermelon. That's what I say, watermelon.
Yeah.
We all sound similar. I don't like that area, but I have a different reason.
Hey, not too much. That's my grandma. That my grandma now.
Listen,
Much, man.
it's just a lot of energy out there. That's all. But yeah. Then you have like when you go to Berkeley County, Gullah, and you have your people from where my other family is from. Utahville, Holly Hill, Vance, the Mounts Corners, Somerville, Orangeburg. Yeah, they have an accent too.
Absolutely. And here again, you mentioned Utahville, Somerville, and so on and so forth. The further it is that you move away from the coastal South Carolina, and the areas that she mentioned, is not directly on the coast, etc. It doesn't take very much, 30-minute drive away from the coast, and we, referring to Black people, right? I'm talking about African Americans, the descendants of enslaved Africans here, etc. Just a 30-minute drive away from the coast, and the accent is an entirely different accent.
Do you know Elder Carly?
From
Charleston.
Oh no, I don't. I have just a little bit of contacts at Charleston. At one point, Mother Emanuel was a client. Mother Emanuel, for those that are not aware, for those that are not aware, is the church in which it is that young Dylan Roof walked into in 2015. Said hello. He was welcomed by 9 or 10 people that were there, one of them being a very dear friend, Representative, South Carolina Representative Clemente Pickney. And after worshiping with them, being shown dignity and respect, he turned a pew-pew on them and unalived all except for one to tell the story. But beyond that, yeah, I don't have, very many, if you would, relations up at Charleston. It's a great destination, weekend destination that I go to frequently just to get away from the island, etc. But yeah, I don't know very many people up there at all.
Yeah, what's his name in Savannah? He works at the university. Oh gosh. Um, what's his name? I met him before. He works in Savannah at I think it's the Historical Black University in Savannah. And he's also a
Penn
part of.
State University. Yeah, I've got a number of professor friends that are there, et cetera. And so, or is there particular? I'm sorry, we're having a personal conversation. I should have done this. I apologize to everyone on the panel as well as to the host. I'd love to, it just killed the conversation. I tell you, when I come up, I don't do well by anyone. So I'm going to step down so that you guys can continue the
Oh,
conversation.
I was learning some stuff.
And just wanted to thank the host for bringing me up, Sister Rowe. I'm going to make certain that I follow you, and hope that the rest of you have a great evening. Thank you, Zanj, in particular, for educating tonight, and you gave me reason, if you would, to expand my understanding, and that is always a benefit. And I highly, highly, appreciate the fact that you're so willing to do so.
Well, I definitely appreciate your presence and your scholarship as well.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, you see, when I say that my people is all up and down South Carolina and outside of the Gullah Geechee corridor. Hey, you answer,
Absolutely.
okay?
Yeah, absolutely. So when you come to Kusahachi, or Kusahatchee, as it's referred to here locally, or
Uh-huh.
to Poki, or to Pocataligo, where how it's the pronunciation, you're going to find a couple of things. That there are some people in that area that are as close to being 100% African as you can get, and I say so sincerely, meaning that there are some families there where there is, if there's some admixture, it's at 1 or 2% at the very best, and they're 98, 99%, just straight up African. But as well, I hear another area that has just a really unique accent, and it's our accent. I'm saying black, enslaved, the descendants of enslaved Africans, accents, etc. But just go around one corner, leave Pocatelli, go drive back over to Beaufort, which is a 20-minute drive, etc. And it is an entirely different accent. Once again, for those of us that know the local accents, guys coming from the outside, they hear one and not able to distinguish between the others, etc. And so that's some of the uniqueness that we bring as the ancestor, as the descendants of enslaved Africans along the coast of South Carolina and Georgia. And I stand, as I mentioned, always tall and proudly on the shoulders
We're
of
gonna
Northern.
always be the last one in the chats because I think what it is, even though what I was saying is, Gullah people, we do a lot. I'll be back. Hold on.
I think that probably was me. But I wanted to say too, I heard you say something about Newberry yesterday, Newberry, South Carolina. Somebody said that they had family in Newberry.
Yes.
I actually also have a uh descendant or grandparent that was in Newberry. I'm just not too sure if that was a YT person.
Yeah,
I'm trying to see now, but
yeah, it may very well had been, and once again, as I mentioned to you, or to that person in yesterday, Newberry is away from the coast itself. And the more it is that you go inland from South Carolina's coast, what you're going to find is black people talk differently with different accents. I mean, and so there's just a bunch of accents that are throughout this area that many, as I mentioned here again, would not recognize and be able to distinguish, but amongst ourselves, I heard Sister Rose's accent and was able to immediately kind of pinpoint where it is that she was coming from. If you were to then take Ro and I walk out of my office here and I drop down into my local accent, etc. An outsider wouldn't be able to tell the difference, but amongst us, it's like, bro, you Geechee. And so at any rate, I love you all. Thank you so very much for giving me this break. I should have left here an hour ago, and I'm still kind of doing
I appreciate you coming up and giving us some of that history. We
no.
always, you know what? I'm gonna do a live. I haven't been live in a while, so I'm just gonna go live, and we could just have a discussion about Gullah Geechee stuff. Just all type of history. If you don't mind, one day just coming by and just giving us some knowledge about the Gullah Geechee
No,
history
the little I know, I don't know much.
between you
I'm
and
mostly a
Zon.
student.
Even though Zon is the younger version of you, I think this would be a good little like it'll be a good, nice little topic. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, and I could, one day, if we plan it far enough out, could have, some of the personalities that people, are interested in when they're talking about, the Gullah Geechee and et cetera. And so, let me know, and then may even have, some guys that can't get around their accents, right? Or don't worry about getting around their accents, and just having them speak for a moment. And over on Defusky, if Defusky is the first key island off of Georgia into South Carolina, and so it's the first sea island. If you're leaving Georgia or Savannah in particular and headed along the intercoastal waterways, you come up into first encounter Defusky, and then Hilton Head Island, and then from Hilton Head, on up to Fripp Island and St. Helena Island and Beaufort, which is really an island but has never been called an island for whatever reasons, et cetera. But yeah, there's some folks that that have maintained as about as pure as of a form of the Gullah Geechee accent is that I think that may exist. And a lot of times, many times, I'm sitting and listening, and I'm finding it difficult to understand everything it is that they're saying. I knew this. I used to hang out with these older men, older men that were born in the islands, et cetera. And when it is that they decided that they did not want for me to understand what it is that we're saying, they just drop really deeply down into their Gullah, accents, et cetera. And I'd just be sitting there looking from one to the next, and they'd be kind of laughing because they've realized that it was just dazzling, and I couldn't keep up, et cetera. And that's the unfortunate part, because what it says is that there's a loss of culture, and to some extent, where it is that you're losing your language, being
Yeah, that's why I'm
replaced,
trying
if
to
you
learn
would.
it.
Yes,
That's why
absolutely.
I want to try to learn it so I could teach to my son. My son is already half Bahamian, so he may or may not be able to get this down better than me. But I want him to learn it too, because it ties into both ancestral ties. But the
Yes.
Bahamian part and
Yes.
the Gullah Geechee part, and I also was going to say this. I was trying to I was trying to do a podcast. I'm still in thoughts about doing a podcast called Come Here Been Here, the Come Here Been Here show, or something like that. Like, I want to get some people that are been here, that could talk about the history, talk about the accents, talk about the traditions and all the things, the foods, everything that they have kept from North Carolina to Florida. You know what I'm saying? If I could find some Gullah Geechee people in the community that's always been in the community to kind of talk to us, what I guess we call come here's, that have descendancy from the Gullah Geechee, to kind of come together and have a discussion or talk about you know the things that we learning, the things that we want to learn, the things that we need to know. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Like, I just want to have like it's like an educational type thing about our culture.
No, I agree. It's something that I've been thinking about doing, or thought about doing back some time ago, and kind of moved away from it. But I think that it'd be educational. There's a number of really interesting aspects here locally of American history, of African American history, of enslaved African history, etc. And much of it is unknown to many of us, etc. And so, I've been thinking about it on a number of occasions doing doing the very same thing. And so, maybe one of these days. It's the end of the year now, and we've got our final push on trying to finish the year really strong. It's been a good year, and so here between now and December 31st, it's about doing long days and
Not
a
the
few
case.
hours on the weekend, sitting at home in the office at home, and just trying to make certain that when the books are closed at the end of the year that we've hit our target, etc. So, so with that in mind, here again, I apologize, host, as to everyone here on the panel, that I have some interesting way of making panels. Panel
Listen, I
attendees.
think that might be every Geechee because every time we come on a live, it
We get
end
to
up being
talking.
we just start talking about our history because what it is I'm not saying that they don't have. I'm gonna always support Zaj because I know Zaj does her history. I know she looks things up. I know she goes and she thorough with it. So it's like at the end of the day, I don't like when people get their information from just books only. I like for them to also become their own anthropologists and they find out stuff because sometimes books are half truths. Books can tell you only a limited amount of things. Sometimes you have to go out there and do your own work and research. And one thing I like about us as Gullah people on this panel is we do our own research. Yes, we read books. Yes, we get information from the museums, we pull back death certificates and all that type of stuff. But we really go in because we are a type of people that like they don't understand how people really came for our intellect, how people came for how articulate we could be because of our accent. They thought we were not. They thought we was incompetent.
With that in mind, Sister Zanj, I always am, if you would, totally focused on every word that you say based on your immense knowledge. I've learned so very much from you as well as others, etc. But in particular, with respect to the Gullah Geechee culture, and I just want to hear again to thank you for even tonight, as I mentioned earlier, and opening my eyes about something that I had not really ever reflected on. I really reflect, and so I just wanted to make certain that I highlighted your contributions to my growth in this particular area, and it's greatly appreciated, and I can acknowledge as much as well, and so I really appreciate you. But with that in mind, I'm going to step down. I think I'm going to spend another 15, 20 minutes and head on out of here. We've got a little bad weather that's around from the weather that's building in the Caribbean. Yeah, absolutely. We're always we're always
I was
affected.
at the beach. I was at the beach during the storm. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Yeah, yep. And so, with that in mind, thank you all once again. Yeah.
Oh no, I ain't get in. I just listen. Let me tell you what happened to me. Right. All right, Uncle Blackwater. We'll talk to you later.
We'll talk to you.
But listen, what happened? Let me tell you what happened to me. So I said, okay, I'm gonna sit here on the edge. You know what I'm saying? Just let the water hit me. You know what I'm saying? Water give me a little splash. Man, I messed around here, and why did I close my eyes trying to like relax? Girl, when I tell you a wave popped me in my face, I mean popped me dead in my face. I say, damn. I say, I gotta get up out of this shit. I said, Lord, let me move. I almost my son was next to me. He gonna laugh. Talking about, so why you think I said wave back here? Girl, them waves was fun though. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm mad Kudjoe left. I was like, I'm trying to hurry up and get all my laundry and stuff. I'm trying to run back to the phone and then running to get this way and
What you
running that
McCall
way.
probably went live. That's probably why.
Yeah.
Anytime, like I don't like when they like to argue with you, so I just come on here and say, "Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is."
I can't. No, because I was speaking of, now when I said it, I was like we predate Tidewater Creole because they weren't even a formulation until we talking about the mid late 1700s. Even though they might have made it to Virginia, they didn't their creolization of their creolization didn't come until the late 1700s. So just because that's why I didn't state South Carolina. I said I ain't saying nothing about South Carolina. I'm talking about the formation of Tidewater Creoles in itself, fully formed.
And baby, when I tell you I'm finna I say, oh, Kudjoe, you got the whole gang up there, boy. When I say everybody was up, I say, ooh. I say one thing about it, two things for sure. Them Gullah Geechees gonna step.
Yeah, because I was about to go into Atlantic Creole, and yes, Atlantic Creole was like the first somewhat formation of it. But when we talking about the 1700s, the African population was only about 20%. But when it comes to the the actual creolization of them culturally, it didn't happen until the 1700s because that's where that bigger push of Africans actually came in. So anything prior to the 1700s for Tidewater Creole, it was just in I can say somewhat starting because they didn't even creolize anything yet because they were speaking more so leaning more towards English when it comes to the Basel English side. It didn't have too much of an African content. So that's why I
Is
was
this an
like, I want
African
to see
panel?
what. Okay, so like I was
I'm
saying,
sorry.
right? So when
Is
it
this
got to
is
that
this an
portion,
African panel?
Why do you care? We having a
No, pay attention to
conversation.
my dish. You know they coming to be a distraction. Pay attention to my dish.
I
What you
heard
making? What you make?
Geechee, so that's why I came up here.
Yeah, we Gullah Geechee. What's
what
the
about
problem?
us?
I'm not Gullah Geechee, I'm just Geechee. I thought
Okay.
y'all was just speaking about the Geechee
I mean,
people.
Gullah Geechee it's the same thing, sweetheart. But okay,
It's not the same thing.
it is.
Cabbage, and I'm gonna
No, it's
do
not.
rice. And I'm gonna fry some chicken, but yeah.
Well, please prove that it is different. How about you
It's
prove it?
not.
But prove that it's different.
Geechee people, we know that we're indigenous. We know that we're UT
Oh
people.
No,
Lord,
no,
here we
sweetheart.
go.
Well, you're gonna have to prove how indigenous that Geechee is. Please do. But yeah, that
Simple.
look good. That cabbage look
I
good.
don't look like an African. My mom don't look like an African, and my grandma don't look like an
How would you
African.
know that? Y'all
They're
sound so
looking. They're
dumb when
looking
y'all
shit.
say that.
They're looking shit based off of
Google
your
West
IG
Africans, and
picture.
my people net don't look nothing like them.
Your
Yeah.
you going to look at shit based off of your bucket
Yes, I'm
ancestry
going into
that
liquor
you
shit
have with
because
little
West
to no
Africans have a
indigenous
distinct look. West
I'm just
Africans
indigenous
have
tired
a
of hearing this
distinct look.
conversation.
West
And
Africans have a distinct look, and my people
they
are.
look just
Can
like
you
West
can you
Africans.
substantiate that though?
He can't.
I said West
Can you
Africans have a distinct. You don't even
substantiate
know
that
me,
though?
Zon.
He can't
Oh my
though.
God.
If you're stating that you're Geechee, more than likely you coming out of Savannah or in somewhere in Georgia, right? One of the highest populations of African enslaved people illegally as well too, right?
Well,
It's easy to kind of
ma'am.
it's easy to go even
How
to
many Africans
where
came
you
to the
from.
U.S.?
What?
How many Africans came to the USA?
That
How many
doesn't
Africans do you
matter.
think?
How many I know
We
because
not
I
I've
know
seen
we
the
know
record.
too. We know
So how
too, but why
many?
does that matter is the question. Like you just coming up here
It
to want to
matters a
argue.
lot.
Is this
No,
the
no, no.
Native
I'm not
American?
trying to argue with anyone. I'm
Yes, you
not
are.
trying to argue with
if you
anyone.
want to be
No, I'm
native,
not.
don't listen. We already got it
Hold on,
written.
let Don, you up
There's
or you done
nothing
took a
you can
nap?
do
You over
about
there
it,
taking
and
a
let's
nap?
just let it next.
Don, you over there taking a nap? Cause I think you got one.
Right. Next.
Somebody wants to substantiate their claim with their belief with with some proof, I guess. I don't
No,
know.
I just want to know how many Africans do y'all think came over here?
But even if okay, let me entertain you.
Just humor me.
300,
Less than 400,000.
Yeah, between 388,000 to 400,000. Now what?
It was actually it was actually less. It was actually about
Prove
like
it.
100,000.
Prove
If
it.
Please
all
show
you have
me.
to do is go to
Prove that 100,000.
slavevoyages.com.
No,
All you have to do is
Run the
go to
source.
prove that because
slavevoyages.com.
slavevoyages.com,
Ain't people are
All you
playing
have
with
to do
you.
is go to
actually says
slavevoyages.com
it was
and
People,
look up.
800,
listen, we cannot
300
Right, were
argue
those
about
BC.
natives.
hold on. Was those people departing the Caribbean or
We
were they
can
coming
we
from
No,
cannot
not
Africa?
the
No, they were
listen.
coming
Caribbean.
from Africa.
They
Directly
were
from
not coming
Africa.
from Africa, ma'am. They were not
Listen,
coming from Africa.
Sir,
we cannot
Because you're
argue with
clearly
you.
confused about the intercontinental slave trade between the Caribbeans, right? They didn't count that, they didn't include that to when they first talking about all the Africans who came here. They got
Yes,
their
they
own
did. They
numbers
tried to lump
and they
them
had
all
different
together.
it's
hey,
a
but guess
That's what
different
they
what? But
tried to
guess
no,
what?
do.
it's a different source. It's not the same source. What you're
But
doing is
guess what
trying to
though? But
conflate
guess what
everything.
though? Ain't that the
They're
Americas
not
anyway?
being
It don't
they're not
even
being
matter. It's
listen,
still a
they're not,
part of North America.
But the US is a distinct part of it though.
oh
Because
my
The
$9
US,
god.
million
the
didn't
Listen.
come
distinct,
here.
So
the
I don't
US
even
wasn't
know why we
the,
have
Why y'all
arguments
being
with
muted?
them. The reason why we have arguments with people who not even documented, who don't even have like I don't even have
yeah,
arguments with them. They're not even documented.
yeah.
Are y'all ancestors
They
documented
just
on a boat?
Yes. So to answer,
yes they are. At the end of the day,
Okay. Can
we're
y'all
not
show me
gonna
y'all
argue.
ancestors on a
If
boat?
you live
No,
in the
because you can't show us
Carolinas,
your ancestors that's not
I'll
on the
give it
boat.
the Amaru
well,
Can you
Thousand
show
also
me your
Panther song.
ancestors on a
to
boat?
answer your
No,
question for the
I think
African,
this the
Exactly.
real American. This the real
more than
American person.
likely,
Ain't nobody
um,
got time to play
I'm
with
not
you.
well, hold on. I don't know who that is. I'm not whoever
just
that
You
let me
is.
sure
know.
sound like
need
him.
to. They just
I'm
keep
not.
making disturb. Listen, I'll keep telling these Native Americans that say they're Geechee. Go
I'm
ahead
not a Native
with y'all
American.
documented that.
We didn't use nobody because Geechee people are
That's so
African
disrespectful.
historically.
That's so
You're
disrespectful.
It
documented.
is,
We
and
want
we
you to
and we
be that you
For
came
disrespectful.
you
up
We're
to
here to
Gullah
sit
be.
there
Geechee.
and say that,
We're
that is
Gullah
so
Geechee,
You
so
came
disrespectful. You don't even
here
know your
to
own
boo
people.
hoo hoo. You came up here to be disrespectful. So therefore you get
How? I never
disrespected.
said anything blatantly
At the end of the
disrespectful.
day,
Y'all,
we tired of it.
if
What we
anything,
can
y'all
do
came
is
for me.
prove it. Can you
Prove
prove
it.
we
Can
ain't
you
gonna
prove
we
it?
never came from y'all. Are you
Okay,
gonna show us?
you said you could prove it. I said
no,
show me your
you
ancestors on a slave
I'm
ship.
not about to
you
show
came
you
up here
I
and
anything.
said
you
show me
stated
your ancestors on a
You
slave ship.
prove
you
That's
it.
all I
stated
asked.
that
And
Geechee
show us
people
your
were not
people that was already
African.
here
So it's
before
you
the
that can
Geechee
prove
1400s.
that it's
people,
not.
I
baby,
bet you
baby.
he
This
look
is
like, or
how.
she look like she from
Show us the
Gambia.
Geechee
She
people
Do
that was
probably
here
y'all
look
do
like
before the
she
y'all
from
1800s.
not
Senegal. She probably look like she
do
from
any of y'all know
Nigeria.
Hold
She
anything?
on,
probably
Hold
Ro.
look
on.
like she
I
from
have a question.
Guinea. She probably
Hold
look
on,
like she
Ro.
No,
Hold
don't
on,
from
Ro.
question us. Don't
I
question
need
nothing.
you.
Show it.
I need you to show us your Geechee
it
people
No,
before
but
the
y'all
obvious.
never
1400s.
showed what y'all never
We
showed
Listen,
me
do
y'all
all
proof.
the time. All
listen,
the
all
time.
the time we
We always
show.
do.
What are you talking
Y'all
about?
didn't show me anything yet.
We don't got to
Oh,
show
No,
you
we've showed
nothing.
you.
you
We've showed
you
our
Literally,
actually
bro,
ancestors.
It's four
are the
against
the
one.
opposite.
Y'all
burden
show me
the
first, and
burden
I
of
show
proof,
y'all.
Amaru, the burden of proof is on you, bro.
You
Our
only.
facts about us being
How?
from Africa has been substantiated for centuries at
By
this
white
point, right?
people.
It's
By
up to
white
y'all
No,
The
people.
by
with
black
this
same
people.
white
By
new
people
white
that
age
you
people.
said
By
bullshit
black
that you
people.
By white
native.
people.
information
Thank
to
you.
By
Hold
black
By
people.
white
substantiate what
people.
you're telling us.
By
Lorenzo de
white
Alcana is
people.
black.
Indoctrination.
And
Lorenzo
it's
de
white
Alcana
people
is
that's making
black.
y'all think
on.
that y'all are
You're
Indoctrination.
African.
White
confused.
people.
The
Yes.
same
Lorenzo de
white
Alcana
people
is
Indoctrination.
making
black.
you
It's
think
white
that you
people that make
native.
y'all
Okay.
think that
The
y'all
same
African.
They
white
are
people
not
that making you
speaking.
think that you
Just like
native.
how y'all.
The
How?
same white
How? Well,
people
y'all
that's
just
making
told
you
me.
think that you're
No, no, no.
native.
Y'all just told
The
me that all
only
evidence shows
evidence
that
you
I come from
have,
Africa, right? Y'all
We didn't
evidence
say,
just told me. Y'all evidence
hold on. Because nobody
just
said,
said that.
hold on, shut up.
You
Because
came
nobody
up
said
here
that you came
claiming
from
to be
anywhere.
from our
Nobody
culture.
said you came from anywhere. We were
You
talking
said you
amongst
was Geechee
ourselves
with the
You
Geechee
about
Y'all
think
said
you
y'all.
our
looking at
people.
a
I
white
said
T
I'm
man in
Geechee.
blackface right now? We
No,
don't
no,
know
no.
you from a can of paint.
Hold on.
We
No,
don't even know who
first of
you
all,
are.
listen.
Put up a picture so we can
She
see
said,
you.
hold on. She said Geechee. That's and
Geechee.
I
She said
claim to
Gullah
be
Gullah
Geechee, so she's
Geechee.
talking about
Hold
me.
on,
So that's
hold
what I'm
on.
You
saying.
not you
Slow it
you
down, because we said Gullah Geechee.
Gullah
Nobody
No,
Geechee
said
she
still.
said
just Geechee. Nobody
No,
ever
no.
said
if
just
Geechee.
you're
Geechee.
claiming
Geechee
to
is still.
be Geechee,
Geechee is
this
still
is what she
Gullah.
said.
It's
This is
still
what
Gullah.
Zahn said.
That's the
She
thing.
said,
People
if you're
Gullah
claiming
Geechee is all
to
Again,
the
be
like
same
she
thing.
said,
Geechee,
Geechee is still
it's
Gullah.
the same
Again,
thing. What
no,
are
it
you
is
talking
not.
about?
It
Yes
is.
it
Then
is.
Geechee
prove
comes from
that
the
it's different.
Ogeechee River.
It
Oh
does
my
not.
Geechee is
God.
It
No, it
Unity.
does
does
not.
not.
Yamasee. Those are those
It does
people right
not.
there.
It does
Yes, it
Yamasee.
not.
is.
Oh on.
You
The
can
Finish
pull it
it.
up.
He
OGC
from.
What do
Where
you
he
mean
River,
you can
the
from?
pull it up?
OGC
Pull it
River,
up. Y'all
OGC,
made that up.
OGC,
Y'all make it up.
OGC,
Pull
Put
it
it
up.
up, Juice. Put it up, Juice.
OGC,
He man.
OGC
They
River,
man.
Pull it
Georgia,
up.
They always gonna be
OGC
man.
Because
River,
he can't
Georgia,
prove it.
He cannot prove
OGC
anything.
All right.
River,
You
Georgia,
can't. You know you can't be having
OGC
that
River, Georgia,
Okay.
OGC
All
River. That's where
right.
they come from. That's where they come from. And that
Shut up.
flag, nobody agreed
Shut
to with that
up.
flag. I didn't even
All
like
right, don't
that
worry
fucking
about it.
flag.
Cause we gonna listen to this. Fuck you, cause you bad. You bad cause you ain't us.
Oh, they left.
No, I
That
dropped them
person
back.
left. Oh,
No,
okay.
no, finish. No. Finish the. As a matter of fact, go back, rewind that bitch, because
So who called it that? Hearing about Nemesis and all this. Ooh, I feel sorry for the indigenous people that gotta fight.
now, Juice, you know you
Ain't no
gotta put that
separation.
down before you do that.
Ain't no separation, yo. Gullah Geechee, we the same people, man. Ain't no whether you want to call one the people and one the language. There's some like, you can go to back and forth with it. We the same, man. But yeah, I'm mad they
I
had
thought
left.
I know we weren't people, but I always said that Gullah was the African language and Geechee was the pidgin English.
That's what we say in
Right.
itself because more people take Geechee as an accent and
Mm-hmm.
like a slang of Gullah
Right.
in itself, which is more of more English based, less
Yeah.
than our actual alphabet because
Right.
people don't understand that the Gullah alphabet is longer than the English alphabet. They don't
Right.
know that, so they speak at the top of their ass, and then when it comes to them ones talking about the Gullah, the Geechee people, and Geechee people in itself, they call them when you hear Geechee because it's actually Geechee or Kesey, depending on who you're talking to, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
talking about rice people. It's talking about water people. If you
Mm-hmm.
actually look it up in different languages, you're talking about Ngichi, but it's actually spelled differently. Or Ngola people, you're talking about the Gullah, where majority those earlier tribes were taken from that region. The Kisi people or Ngichi people, and I got to remember what language it is. It just means rice people or parables because you know that our people speak in rhyme and riddles in itself. So the people of that tongue, the griots of that tongue,
Mm-hmm.
essentially is what it
But they
means.
don't want to realize that they were bred out. So even if they started off indigenous, they were bred into either becoming more European or more African. That's
Listen,
why they don't want to
them
accept
people,
that.
them people in Savannah ain't even had no. When I say the indigenous people that they talking about wasn't even in them areas,
They were gone.
by the time they even stepped foot there, them islands that they talking about, them people was already wiped out.
They were
If
wiped
they
out, and that's what we trying to tell them. Like they were white, and even if they were, even if you do have some speck of indigenous in you, they bred those people out when they couldn't wipe them out. So it was like, what are you? If you are still those indigenous people, why don't you speak the language?
Damn, we was having a good ass conversation about some Gullah
If
Geechee shit,
you
and he came
indigenous,
up here fucking up.
You speaking
What's
English.
better?
You speaking English,
What
right?
happened, Juice?
I was asking, what's
If
better?
you are native or you indigenous, where is your indigenous language? Where's your linguistics?
none, because they would be speaking Muskogean language, and they don't even speak that. They
They
talk
don't
about the
right. They don't
Yamasee language. There is no Yamasee language.
language, right? So it's like because that will be passed down from generation to generation to generation. If you guys are indigenous, you arguing with me, and people can hear in my accent that I'm Geechee, but they can hear in your accent that you American. You're not like what indigenous? You don't even speak an indigenous language. Like what indigenous language?
And if
Hey
they come
Frank,
out,
stop spamming the chat with your bullshit, cause we
we
not talking about that. Damn, you always come in here and want to say stupid
They
shit.
have a
Shut
hard
up.
they have a hard time because the only recognition that they get is on
I'm
TikTok.
gonna mute your ass in a minute.
Now, also, they take in the simple fact that, oh, well, Geechee looks like Ogeechee. But Geechee
No.
is only an English form of what the tribe was called, the Kisi people, because the Kisi people were actually between them, Timney and Vi people was majority in the Georgia and a little bit further down when it comes to those tribal groups. And when you talk about the Angolans, it was more so in like South Carolina, North Carolina, where they had a higher percentage of Angolan people when it comes to enslavement, right? So that's where it's coming from. You're talking about white tea people translating it into English. And then you're speaking of African people being like, okay, this is the closest they're gonna get to actually, get our name correctly because they're trying to transpose it into English. The Gola and Gisi people,
Right.
Angola and Kisi people. You
Hey,
hear African talking and you don't understand it because what that sound like? That sound like this, and I'm gonna
And
write
the
it down.
highest concentration from
listen.
my ethno group is Nigeria, Ghana, Congo, and Angola. And we already know
What
that
you
in the Carolina regions.
like? What you was saying, Juice? What you was finna say?
But Juice, as soon as Juice bring that up, she got
He
that.
wanted to talk over her, and that was what was pissing me off. I'm like, can we listen to what she's saying? Can we hear her?
We hate that flag. Boy, man,
It
Right.
ain't your flag to hate, my nigga. You ain't a part of
Exactly.
us.
First
Oh
of
God.
all, prior to Queen
But wait,
Quet,
we keep
there was
cutting Juice
another.
off because Juice was trying to
Oh,
say something.
go ahead, Juice. I ain't even see his box light up.
It lit up for a second, and then we started talking again.
No, y'all good. I ain't gonna lie, I done forgot, yo. Y'all go keep
Oh
on
Lord,
rocking.
sorry, Juice. You over there lighting up and stuff. I say, Juice, come on now. You got the smoke out in the camera. You know they
I ain't
get
gonna lie,
your.
I don't like talking over motherfuckers, yo. I'll let y'all rock. Go ahead. But when they come back, I'll say it. I'm no big.
All right.
But also for just for us, so you can kind of know, anytime they talking about, well, all of the historians for your people are YT, you can bring up Edda Fields or Edda. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to switch back in. Edda B. Fields, Black historian, Gullah Black historian, right? You can, of course, Lorenzo Down Turner, everybody knows. And then also Grifton Lotson in itself is another person that you can say as well. So anytime they bring up people, you can bring up them three because them the big three.
Yeah, there's another one too, Joseph E. Holloway. He's from shit, I forget off the top of my head, but he wrote the book Africanisms in America.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I be like, it'd be crazy how these, and then when you ask them what their last name is, you be like, oh, we know what type of nigga you is. That last name alone just tells us everything.
But no, he was scared to tell me exactly what part of Georgia they was from because
Because he probably ain't from
I can
Georgia. That's
pinpoint
the
it
crazy
down.
part.
And it's always someone from Georgia that's talking about we indigenous Ogeechee River. Them is the only ones that scream Ogeechee River every time. The ones from Georgia,
You're
and
not lying, because I've been hearing that shit, like,
when I
from
tell
Georgia
you,
niggas.
you talking about the most illegal slave trade for the coast came straight through Savannah and them Barrier Islands. Them peoples is African.
Yeah,
They
that's the
ran
crazy
they
part.
ran all the indigenous people upward. So we talking about the top of Georgia. The people was not there. The Tunica was no longer existing. Or
They don't even
Tamukwa
know
was no
they
longer
don't even know the
existing.
names of the real tribes. They just call them the Geechee, like.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be
Like,
the weird
was
part.
that the real name? Was that the real name? What was the real name of
So
the people?
the Ngeechee. So anytime you see Ogeechee, Ngeechee, or Ugeechee or something like that, it's talking about places. They're talking about towns, right? They're not talking about tribes. They're talking about towns. And so that's why it gets me all the time. There is no Ogeechee tribe. There is none. They're talking about the townships, like Altmata. Altmata is a part of like the Yamasee territory in itself. That's around the Ogeechee River. There's a Ogeechee town as well too. These are names of places. These ain't names of people.
Just like we're down here when we got Okeechobee. Like we got Okeechobee. We got an Okeechobee down here called It's called Okeechobee Road, but it's like a little, little small little city area in Dade. And then you also got Okeechobee, which is an actual city up north, in between Orlando and Florida and Miami. It's like right above West Palm Beach. So we got Okeechobees everywhere. We got Ocala's everywhere. We got like these names of these places is named by the indigenous people. That don't mean that that's them people name though.
Exactly.
They just named it that because that was a significant. That's how they said a significant place. Like I think it's a place in Florida. I can't remember the name, but they named it an indigenous name just because it's St. John. Well, no, it's not St. John, but that's what they called it. But they had a name for St. John River down here in Florida, but I can't remember what they said the name was. But they called it that because of the fish. That's where they fish. So it had something to do with the place that they got their food from. Child.
I tell you, these people a joke. They was like, yeah, just white people are the only ones that gave y'all anything historically. Well, how did you get your information?
Hello.
If it wasn't for those buckers that went around documenting all those indigenous tribes, y'all wouldn't even know half the information y'all know.
Right, and then they always want to go back to their family. Your family can't speak for a masses, son.
Thank you.
They can't speak for a whole entire fucking community.
Thank you.
They can only speak for themselves. So
And
your ancestors ain't told you nothing.
And then
You telling yourself this.
if he believes that, he needs to go contest all of the museums, all of the universities that are in the coastal region, our corridor coastal region for Gullah Geechee heritage studies, and have them correct all the information, because all of it says that they're black, all of it says that they're African, all of it says that they were
Frank,
not
this is
here.
not your discussion. I don't know why you coming up here. This ain't we.
Black
all right,
people
y'all
wrote
got
them
it.
books.
Y'all want to talk to Frank? I'm not
No,
gonna play with Frank.
ain't nobody want to talk to Frank. We talking about Gullah Geechee people. Frank, you don't know nothing about them people.
What's up,
Nothing.
Evo?
But again, they like to talk and yap instead of actually. And I bet you half of them ain't even lived there no more. Half of them live somewhere else talking about I got family from me.
Ain't even been there. Ain't like three
I don't
generations.
have. Listen, I don't live in Waltman no more. But shit, I will go up there and visit.
Oh, you seen the article? I sent it over to you. They just had a expedition expose.
I think I seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, the Waltmala singers. I tell
Yeah,
you,
I
you
seen.
need
I
to
seen
catch
them
up with them
singing.
ladies.
Yeah, I
Them
seen.
ladies bad now.
And let me tell you what's funny. Because as soon as you sent it to me, tell me why they put it on the website, why they put it on the page.
Yep.
And I saw it on the page. I said, didn't Zonj just send me this? Zonj, how I feel to be 34, cuz?
Holy. My uncle told me I was 12. My uncle told me I was 12. He said, but how old you turning? 12? I said, you know what? I'm going to take it.
Them old men always do it to you, don't they?
I'm going to take it. Yeah.
They is funny. But yeah, so
Yeah.
I just be like, man, I
Anybody here
don't
from North
understand.
Carolina?
Huh?
Anybody here from North Carolina?
Mm-mm.
No.
I ain't from the mountains. It cold up there. I'm from heat.
That's just where my grandma's from, right there. This small place, Catawba.
But you're from Catawba County?
Oh, Lord. Them lumbies gonna come out on your ass.
Yeah, that's what that is. You in Lumbee territory.
She ain't never mentioned not one Lumbee. She ain't never talk about none of that coming up.
Yeah, but they when you say Catawba, baby, they come out to play, honey.
Mm-hmm.
Catawba and Lumberton and Robertson County, baby, they come out to play. Woo! I look,
I seen there's
Jocko
like some
just
other
got into
tribes
it
there
with
too, though.
Yeah,
Jocko
because
got into it with somebody just not too long ago. Child, I ain't finna play with them.
but see, a lot of these places still have like the indigenous names to them because of like the treaties and agreements that they had with indigenous people pertaining to these locations. They just never changed the names of the towns and areas
All
due
I
to
know is my
preservation.
grandma had to get out of here, so I don't know what was going on during that time. I'm sure it was some racist nonsense, but they lost their farmland or whatever they had going on, and ended up north.
Where you
Never
from,
started.
Mello?
I'm from Philly.
Oh, okay. I ain't never knew that.
Bro, I don't know how you got down, friend.
She went on teacup too long. I'm coming. Frank, what do you want?
Man, we're done taking a nap.
Probably talking about something. Oh, we needed 2 hours. Nigga, you need more than 2 hours. That nigga was up since 6 o'clock. This nigga was up since about 3 o'clock this morning. I swear.
Like my cousin wife is
That
editor.
motherfucker.
My cousin wife is editor, and so she's an editor native. Like she like a Native American editor Indian, but to me, I just think she looked like a Black American girl. But they live on a Indian reservation. They do powwows and everything. So,
Yeah,
and
the Edisol, the Santee,
hmm
and it's like one more other tribe that didn't get ran completely. I'm gonna say completely out when some of the others did. Some of the smaller tribes got demolished.
hmm
They got pushed down towards like some of the buried, like Pawley Island. If you hear people talk about Pawley Island, that's
hmm
where they, I'm gonna say, for lack of better words, they dumped all the remaining
you have to be careful on
indigenous
these
areas.
reservations. It's government things because like when I was on Dean Live, I was talking to some of the indigenous and Native Americans, and it was telling me to be careful with those reservations because like my little cousins, their mother is editor, so basically we don't let them go over there because a lot of stuff be happening on the reservations, but they don't want to tell you that.
I heard about it too.
And the education on it is so sad. They're behind. When I see, I'm not knocking, I'm not trying to be negative when it comes to native and indigenous people and them fighting for their land, but they're behind in a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean it's what they value though. It's not necessarily them being behind, but if you value living with nature and living how they live, then that's what they're gonna value. You know what I'm
But the
saying?
thing about it is, okay, I understand what you're saying. Like you supposed to value basically what they value the land on. But when you're the government, if the government, you have to also value the people in power. To be honest, because those people are coming taking their land and government stuff. So it's like if okay they value nature, but they have to still fight for their land. Because if the people value them, they wouldn't have to fight for their land. They would
Yeah,
have
but look
complete
who they up against. I
education.
can see, if they was up against some like Canada or
But
like I
that's the
don't know,
same
trying
for
to
us
know, like
Gullas. That's the same for
they
us
fighting the
Gullas.
United States. Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. Everybody's fighting the U.S. and we get trapped in that because a lot of times the U.S. will pay people in your own situation and sell you out. I've seen that happen.
So that's what I'm saying. Like they have a hard time. Those of us in the Gullas, we're fighting and we're getting awarded our land and all types of stuff that we cultivated. Meanwhile, they're still fighting. So I'm just like, when I see people come up and pretend to be something that they're not, it makes me upset because I see how hard they're fighting. And if you come and try, you can't replace them.
And again,
A fight. It's like you're not
we got
even
idiots.
backing.
We're gonna have dumb people. Again, we can't be fooled by the
Mhm.
uneducated people that we see because they got plenty of leaders who are really really talented and smart, like that will do what they got to do. But I understand. I get what you're saying because I see the same thing. And if you just can't, understand the nuances of what's going on, yeah, you're gonna be lost.
Right. And so that's why I'm sitting here like You coming up on here arguing with us, but you're not even documenting. Like the government don't even know that you exist. Only TikTok does. So you arguing with people that are actually doing the work, putting the work in, and fighting for their land. Whether it'll be Gullah people, those of us who are in these corridors, and people who basically are indigenous to the land, and they fighting for their land. You want to be you want to come on TikTok and argue. There is no land on TikTok. And what other intellectual properties do you have here on the internet? You arguing about something that don't exist. You made it up. You cut and paste the history, and it's like, what in the world? And that's why I said I'm not arguing with them. I'm not going to do that because that's what they want. They want that attention, but they're not getting in laws. They're not doing anything legislation wise to even be recognized if it's possibly true.
All of the work that has been done, excavations that are still happening today, drives clear distinction when they find in these different places, Altamaha being one of them. If Gullah people were indigenous to Altamaha or was indigenous to any of the territories that they talking about in the Timucua territory, in the Yamasee territory, if that was a thing, it would be shown. But it's a clear distinction that these people were not African, not of African descent, weren't mixed with African, didn't look like Africans at all. The only thing that you might say is some of them had darker pigment, but the undertones were different as well. These people knew the difference between black people and them for the ones who were left, and that's small and few in between. There was only 3,000 in the Southeast in total by the time that a bigger number of Africans were even here. And we're talking about early or late 1600s, early 1700s. So there's no way.
Zaj, let me
What's up?
can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is about the Gullah Geechee because I remember seeing this thing here. It was like a thing where people was like selling land down there where they no longer live, and the white tea people was buying it all up. Was that happening, or was it just some like YouTube dramatization?
No, that's something active, right? So you have a lot of heirs property, and there's actually a program. It was an event either I think it's this weekend, that they're going over heirs property and making sure that your family doesn't get land taken away because we have so many developers that are trying to go around government and go around our overlay district to be able to make resorts and Airbnbs, right? For these places, and then they're contacting family, like distant family members who are connected but no longer stay here or didn't even have any ties to it, but their name is a part of the land, and they're trying to use them to kind of, hey, if you sell off, if I can get you to sign it, it's going to take away from the acreage, and then we can also petition for all of it if we get a piece of it. So yeah.
Yeah, that's what I seen. What was going on? That was wild. I didn't know. I didn't know like the severity of it. I thought it was happening in maybe like just like one particular area, but I feel like it's probably getting attacked from all sides by this point because people know that they can.
Oh yeah, because mind you, they closed down a military base out west, and they're moving all of them over this way. And then you have all the retirees from up north coming down. They don't want to go to Florida. They're stopping in South Carolina to be able to do so because they love Bluff. If you ask white people, they will tell you everything about Bluffton and Hilton Head. They know all about it. But you ask black people that may live in a different part of the U.S., they don't know nothing about them areas. But the white tea people do because of golf. So they look at all of these plantations and golfs and resorts that we can come to. We don't have to live in Florida, but it's just hot, and it's also hot, just like Florida. And we're gonna come here and we're gonna stay and we're gonna push in and we're gonna push out people. So yeah,
Yeah, they be doing. That's what they be doing. 'Cause I watched this whole documentary once about area that the Gullah was holding down. Basically, they was calling another country within inside of a country at that swamp area, and it was like for generations. You know what I mean? Like a lot of escaped slaves ran to these swamps and they couldn't do nothing about it. The whole communities, shit, like basically
Yeah.
towns and everything is you know.
So Skull Island, aka now known as Hilton Head Island, they can't, like, when I say the Gullah population is holding on to what they can hold on to, they have made overpass and pretty much ran the different Gullah communities that we had on Hilton Head into certain little areas to where there's little to none left. When they were 90% of the population at one point, they
You
are
think
only
Gullah
now.
Geechee called the Americas Turtle Island?
Or what? Don't
You
you hear me
think that the
talking?
Gullah
Don't you
Geechee
hear me
called the
talking?
Americas
Why
Turtle
would they
Island?
call it America's Turtle Island? Why would they do that?
Because it was a name before Americana was
Yeah,
Spoochie.
but why would these Africans, right? These Africans who newly got here, who didn't
Yeah, what would they name the
speak
land?
that, why would they call? Why would they call
What
it
would they
Turtle
name the
Island?
islands, and what would they name the land mass they landed upon?
Sir,
Like even the Spanish
sir,
conquistadors don't call
sir,
this land America.
sir.
Yes,
We're talking
ma'am.
about, so Skull Island, I
Oh,
don't know the original name for it. It's actually a part of Altmata, which I stated prior to, right? But you don't know anything about Altmata, do you? No.
no, but where's
Exactly.
that island located?
That's in Hilton. The territory of Altmata is in Hilton
No,
Head
but what water mass is it
and
located?
Okatee. This is in the bottom part of South
Gulf
Carolina.
of
Okatee.
Mexico? Was it part of?
No. See? And you don't know, you are not in the same region. Like you're somewhere wholly different. Wholly different, sweetheart. But like I was stating, Skull Island, they called it Skull Island because people outside of the Africans, you have to take a boat back and forth from there to Bluffton, what we call current day Bluffton. Now, majority of the communities are gone. They're pushed into small enclaves where the population was over 90% African. Now it's no more than it's less than 20%. And the 20% is me being generous of Black people that's left.
Yeah, I don't get the point he was trying to make. I don't understand why he even. I don't get what just happened.
Yeah. And then also like Charleston, people be like, yeah, Charleston is the capital of Gullah Geechee people. It's not the capital, but they just like to feel that way. But when it comes to preservation, Charleston has the least amount of preservation when it comes to Gullah Geechee people. The least. Which is sad. Knowing that everybody came through Sullivan Island, like 40% came through Sullivan Island, just for them to have the least preserved.
Yeah, man, this is why it's important for y'all to keep writing your stories and add them in books from not just the past generations, from your generation. That you should probably do one. You know what I'm saying? Just keep that information alive because we can't expect for areas we live in to survive or remain the same because it's not realistic given the history of Earth. You know what I'm saying? But keeping that information and that history that you were there, you know, the best way you're probably going to be able to preserve it now is in books, thumb drives, pictures, photos, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because, yeah, if it wasn't the white man, it could have been a mud flood or something weird or whatever the case may be to destroy an area. We shouldn't try to attach ourselves to certain landmarks uh, for terribly long. You know, we appreciate them and know it's our history and stuff, but shit. That's the problem. It's like, yeah, we should have still been in Africa. Our name, you know, our name should have been some type of West African names, but here we are. Not y'all, because y'all different. The Gullas, I know y'all got a different history.
Listen, when I say Gullah people recycle name like they recycle paper, tell you that. It's so many people with the same name, like down to the point where you can tell who is related to who because of your name. And I'm not just talking about last name. I'm talking about your middle name. I'm talking about your first name. as well. It's wild. But yeah, like even
And
even
that's
that.
that's that's what's going to last. Y'all names, y'all history. It's like you know what I'm saying? Like y'all with things that y'all can physically pass down to the next generation. It's all y'all history. It's gonna definitely tell a story.
Oh, definitely, of course. Like there are so many Gullah historians that I'm just like, there's a couple of them on TikTok. I always try to tell them don't come on the debate side. They was like, I run from that. I don't, if I do, it's like a pass by and I keep on scrolling. Like a lot of the ones that I know personally in my area, they was like, I don't know how you do it. They was like, I just read some of your comments on some of your posts with some of these people, and I commend you for being over there and trying to work that out. But I don't know how you do it at all. I was like, eh.
People ask that question all the time too. It's all of us because I get it. I understand exactly why they asked that question.
Cause like there's like Queen Quet is on TikTok. You won't see her on this side of TikTok though. Like who else? Oh, I can see her face to save a day. I can see her face to save a day. I can see her face to save a day. Let me. I'm trying to think. Where is she? Where is she? Um, like Summer Show is also on TikTok. He don't be on this. He don't be on this. He stay, more so on IG, and he stay that way. Um, Jessica Berry. If you ever get the chance to find Jessica, she is another one. She does do a couple of TikTok videos, but she don't go live. And she don't come on debate TikTok. Absolutely love her. She has a book that she actually just released. Her most current one is the Bilingual Gullah Geechee Diversity in African American Language. She dropped that in 2025. That's a good one to read in itself as well. Absolutely love her. Sarah Days is another one who just dropped a book as well too. Yeah, she's definitely another one. Also Melissa Cooper as well.
You said that they're all on TikTok, or are they just dropping books? You said I'm
Yeah,
confused.
so it's a combination of both. So they like a little bit on TikTok, but they do have like books and they do seminars and they do have material that you can look at as well. They just not gonna come on this side of TikTok.
I may have seen some of their stuff on YouTube. Probably if they're on YouTube.
Yeah. Like I call him Dr. Emery Campbell. He's one of our older elders. Absolutely. Like when I say this man has looked the same since I've been little, absolutely love him. You'll see him when you look up stuff about Gullah Geechee people. You'll see Queen Quet, and then you'll see him. On when I say everything, on everything, as well. And then I know that Dr. Etta L. Fields, they have a symposium coming up. Um, I think it's on the 7th of November for Heritage. I'm gonna try to go to it because what is her name? The one that works with Rick Kittles for African ancestry. It'll be Etta, her, and then one of our historians out of Savannah for Gullah Geechee people. And he's another one that be on TikTok all the time too, but he don't get on these debates. Now, if he was the one to get on this side, it'd be a wrap. It'll be a wrap and a half. You talking about cut up? That's one of the ones that's gonna cut up on you as well. But and he goes by Day Clean. So if anybody ever runs across him, absolutely love him too. Wealth of knowledge. And when it comes to Georgia, Gullah Geechee people, he will stand 10 toes down and let you know any and everything. And he don't talk about Gullah Geechee people being indigenous at all. He don't even utter that. And when he tells the history, he lets you know exactly what is what, where it comes from, and what happened to the indigenous people in the region as well too. Ooh, but yeah, I'm about to get
Yeah, I'm
down to
trying to
the
show the one picture of this one boy. Dean, he always try to say he Gullah Geechee or something. He is fat black bald dude. I try to remember his name. I was trying to show this picture. I know Dean be cursing him out. I seen other people. He was in court, pushing and pretending and stuff. Now he was getting, I guess, sued by he was trying to make a tribe or something. He was doing a whole bunch of stuff. Bro. He was.
it's a couple of them.
Is his face on there? Nah, his face ain't on there, dog. Nah.
Who that?
The one boy he a pretendian, but he be acting like he Gullah Geechee. He go to the festivals and everything and be pretending like
You
he
talk
know
about
everything.
Sekou?
What's his name? What's it again?
Sekou?
I don't know. I don't know. I just know that he real chubby, real bald.
Yeah, he
Yeah, that
has like
sound like
this.
Chief Sekou.
Yeah, he has like this mohawk thing going on. All of Sekou's family is real African. Like when I say, okay, so Sekou and me have people in common in our family. His auntie and I think his auntie and I think another one of his aunties. All of them are Gullah Geechee griots. None of them talk about being indigenous at all. His auntie that he always liked to tote and cry about and say that she was the first, she's the one that made the Gullah Geechee festival in itself. She is known as an African American. She would be an Afro Indigenous person and would hold that status if she was that. She was never that. God rest her soul. And she passed away recently. So that's why I'm like, this man is trying to grift his way into making some type of name for himself and then drag our history down to try to rewrite it. And he gets corrected every time. We not rude and correct him right on the spot and snatch mic from him, but we give correction afterwards, which was done at the Gullah Festival when he got up there and said what he said.
Yeah, well, that's crazy that you come from a whole one. You come from a whole side of record keepers.
Like, and these ones on here talking about you don't know his family. I said I do know Anita Prather. I can call her right now. Pearly Sue. I can call my auntie right now. What we talking? Even though she my cousin, I can call my auntie right now. I can go to her house. Literally, saw her the other day. Like y'all act like these people are not people that I know. I live in the area that he talking about. He don't even live in the area he be talking about. He too busy clinging on to indigenous people and riding their coattail because they allowing him to be a part of it.
Yeah, it's weird energy with that dude every time, man. I felt like he was one of them cases of fake it till you make it.
He is. He done got sued multiple times for fabricating. He tried to get his indigenous, like how you get the indigeneity stamp on a group of people, and it's
Yeah,
failed. It's failed every time he tried to do it to the point where he got sued for
I see
falsifying.
that part. Yeah, I see that. My problem is like he really be out here trying to act like he do nothing wrong. Whenever he get on, he always act like none of that stuff happened. It's like, yeah, they tried, it failed, never worked. We still out here pushing, blah blah blah. The grift continues, basically, is all he's saying.
If Gullah people were actually indigenous, if we were a like indigenous group or Afro-Indigenous group, we would have that notoriety in itself. But we're not. And that's where those multiple studies over multiple years, they've been studying us since, I'm gonna say, it's happening since the early 1900s. And then also those studies that were coming out has been going on every 7 years or so. There's another study about Gullah Geechee people. If the information changed and said that we are overwhelmingly indigenous and native to this land, it would show that. but none of it does. The architecture, the art, the language, none of it traces back to being indigenous to America.
Yeah, that cultural continuity, baby.
All right, y'all. So I'm gonna have to play this one back. I was missing a lot of it, but I'm gonna put it up on YouTube. I think it was a good one, but I don't want to let it be too long and unnecessary. So we're gonna go ahead and close it off. I think OH may or somebody else may be on live, so we're gonna tap in with him. I'll probably jump back on here later. But Zanj, I definitely appreciate you. I gotta go. Like I said, I gotta go listen to it everything. Like almost like 45 minutes of everything. But I definitely appreciate you everything. You know, Mello. You know what to do. Oh yeah, I'm going to close it. Yeah, so this will be on YouTube at the Don Dada 69. I'm gonna just go look over it. Y'all always welcome to. I'm going to close it. Yeah.
He's on.